Shane,
Good evening, everybody.
Can you just play that again?
I was about to say, y'all want to start over again? I was
just the audio. Just the audio.
we should play some of that rock music in the stream.
When that song started playing, I started to be like, it was a dark, cold day. It's got like, that deep southern like voiceover would have been perfect, you know?
I want Joe Brett. That's going to be a Joe Brett song, man. I'm telling you. There he is. There he is.
For the intro for the Clubhouse. Joe came running in the middle of that song. He was running to get into the shack tonight.
Mm-hmm. Joe, are you gonna do like memeing or a mime tonight because of the rain in the background hitting the tin roof?
Yeah. We'll listen for a minute. It'll pick up here in a little while.
It's soothing.
Sounds like popcorn.
That's that ASMR stuff.
AMSR, yeah. So you got the rain stick. You know, he just turns the rain stick over.
Joe, get some. Joe needs some 5x7 or 8.5x11 so he can write and hold up my cue cards when he wants to say. Because I had to do that one night. That's great. The dry erase board.
I think we got to do like a bad lip read with Joe. So like Joe will just move his mouth and he'd be like,
oh, that'd be so easy. That would be so easy.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, that could be very dangerous with this crew.
If you have not seen the Bad Lip Reading YouTube channel, I highly advise you to go check it out after you watch the Clubhouse tonight.
All right, I want to do it right now. Joe, you ready? Start doing it. Joe, just do it. Everybody, I have a TikTok channel. Dude, we're not even
3 minutes in. Come on.
I have a TikTok channel, and everyone keeps hitting the like button with Shane. It's not fair. Come on, hit me up. That's right. That's right.
I understood that one.
Roger, you were exactly right. I was trying to find something close to some deep down classic rock AC/DC. I enjoyed that. It's good to be back with you guys.
Yeah,
welcome,
where you been?
Where the hell have you been?
I had my paychecks and livings and airplanes, and
it pays for the bourbon and the cigars.
Yay.
And it keeps the lights on.
And the roof over my head. And my ham radios. I do have a new video that I'm working on.
Really?
But I haven't put anything out. Yeah, I haven't. I actually filmed it. I built the little antenna.
Nice.
I actually did. I feel
all your
like
fingertips are still okay, right?
I didn't burn anything. This will when I put the wire on it, I think I'm just going to do 20 meter. Nirvana. So I get 20 and 10, I think, with that. It's in-fed halfway.
Is that the K6 ARK?
It is.
Oh yeah.
Did you get a sticker?
Plasma Storm, I have to shout out to Plasma Storm. He hooked me up with this really awesome soldering station because he heard me crying on the Clubhouse stream one night saying that I couldn't build my own antenna because I didn't have any way to solder connections. So he said any ham should have a soldering station. So thank you, Plasma Storm. That was awesome.
You rock, Plasma.
That was awesome. I didn't burn anything. The actual soldering of the components on that video is an absolute train wreck. Awful. And I figured out, I learned a lot of things.
Yeah, but if it works in the end,
it should work. I double checked it, make sure I didn't have any like solder bridges or anything like that.
You got that signal stick, right? You got that signal stick, right?
Yeah, the Rig Expert.
Rig Expert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't put a wire on it yet. It's too dang good cold. But
I'm
so
sorry.
I got that done. It's been in the 30s today. Don't fight.
I'll take the 30s.
Right? But with 20 mile per hour winds?
I'll take the 30s.
I don't want to test an antenna in that. I don't want to test an antenna in that.
Come on, just
put
fly
a kite on the end of it.
That's it.
There you go. Do it from the patio with the drone. Take the drone out and string the wire up.
Tonight is warm and it's 7 degrees Fahrenheit. So
oh dear God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
I feel for you, my friend.
Guys, it's been a whole week. How you guys been? Izzo, what's your week been like, buddy?
Izzo's broadcasting live from the igloo.
Live from the Eskimo hunt. I got this great CAO 60. This is a special made cigar that was made for the CAOA family. This is the last one. A couple of guys gifted this to me along with the nice tin that it came in. I'll be showing that off as it gets warmer. To the lady in the grocery store who I almost ran over, just so I can get here on time, I apologize again. And then but she was nice enough, and she kind of moved a little faster to do that self checkout. So thank you. Got some training done this week at work with the Raw Boys and everything. But it's been a good week. Everything is going very good in my life. I'm very, very happy to let everybody know I'm in a good place in my life. I'm happy, and I'm talking to different people. And so thank you. And that's why I wanted to be here tonight once again with my friends. No, I can't say my friends. That's an insult. With my brothers. No, my acquaintances. No, she's not here. No, I'm okay. No, with my brothers, and if any sisters out there in the chat too, my brothers and my sisters here. Thank you. So,
now the song's in my head.
Don't do it. Steve, buddy.
What's going on?
Is that those thumbnail creations that are in the Canva account? Is that a precursor to maybe some videos that are being dropping soon?
There are videos scheduled, actually, my friend.
Ooh, and shut the front door.
One dropped today. Hey, I was down at Hamcation. I did get a little bit of stuff filmed there, so
nice.
But
that satellite QSO was really cool.
Yeah, the satellite QSO was amazing. I have a video from when I went up to W1AW and operated I'm working on, and then the POTA outing with Izzo and myself. And those are going to take me some time because
Izzo don't shut up. Because Izzo don't shut up. So.
Well, the POTA videos they're interesting to edit those. Mm-hmm. You can either provide content and context to whatever you were doing, or you can just do QSOs. And then all the dead air between the QSOs, because nobody wants to sit there and watch a 50-minute video of you sitting there calling CQ praying for somebody to come back to you.
Oh, there was no dead air though. That's the thing.
Oh, that's nice.
We were rocking. We were rocking it. We were passing that microphone so fast. It took us what, Steve? Maybe 5 or 6 QSOs to learn how to pass the microphone, accept the microphone. Sort of like sharing. You know what it reminded me of back in the day of a quart of beer.
Key pass.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, it was like back in the day of when you had a quart of beer in the brown bag, and it was a courtesy thing of how you handed it to the next guy.
Nice.
And then, of course, giving it back, but without any backwash. It was very important.
Yeah.
That takes some skill right there.
It does. It was fun with Steve. I'll do it again with him anytime.
Yeah, nice. I'm surprised we didn't melt that antenna though.
That's okay.
108 QSOs in an hour and 15 minutes.
That was a soda beams, 20 and 40. We ran it as a inverted V. We followed the instructions. Only put it up 20 feet. That's it. No higher. And we were banging out contacts like it was crazy.
I always miss it when you guys are on the air. I'm either at work or I'm not near a radio. I finally got the new computer and everything all set up, so I can access the remote stations again. So I got to start jumping into that.
I know, me personally, I got a few more personal things I need to take care of, but I'm hoping by April. Yes, Jody. Once again, what is it? We're only 9 minutes in, and Jody's hitting it good. Point.
Yep.
Point.
Oh,
Jody.
we got to read that for our podcast listeners. Jody says yes. Microphone backwash is to be avoided.
Yeah. And speaking of which, if you are listening to us on Twitter tonight, thank you. If you're on the
welcome
podcast,
everybody on Twitter.
Welcome.
I need to check that stream.
And if you're on the podcast listening to us a couple days later, you know the warnings that we have given out to you. Just be careful while you're driving, while you're on the trampoline, if you're on a tightrope in between the buildings at 1,000. Just be careful.
Just let it go, beer snack.
Why beer snack? It's possible. Someone could be on a tightrope. Wait, what did I say? Did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't say anything wrong.
Did you say trampoline?
It was an Izzo. That's the new term for it. It's an Izzoism.
It was an
Izzoism. It's an
what did I say?
Izzoism.
Why? What did I say?
Something about a trampoline. I don't know. We got to rewind it later and play it back for everybody.
The thing you jump on, you sit on. And...
Trampoline.
I'm not going to say it again. We don't do grammar on the show. We don't do mathematical equations.
Listen, I got to write this down so I don't forget it, because that's a joke for later on.
But speaking of Izzo, this week my son, my older son, he asked me to cut his hair.
Uh-huh.
And so he's 6 he's turning 60. I forget how old my son. Listen, my kids get mad at me because like I used to remember the day, the time, and how much they weighed when they were born, and now they ask me. I don't remember how old they are. I don't
put into Google.
The day they were
put
born.
into Google Calendar.
Put on your calendar, man.
Dude, I got friends who like message me. I got friends who message me on my anniversary. They message me on my birthday. They're like, "Happy birthday!" I'm like, dude, I don't remember these days.
Did you use the same shears? The big question: did you use the same shears that you use for the cattle?
No, but listen.
You don't use shears on cattle. You use shears on sheep.
My son is trying to grow a mullet. He's trying.
Oh no!
And so we did the quarter cut because supposedly there's an art to it.
They're coming back.
You have to do like a quarter cut to like the.
Yes.
You got to go back to just behind like at the ear line and anyways. And I was doing this and I was thinking about you on your lawn tractor with your radio, with your hat, with your mullet, and the whole thing.
I had this. Guys, I had a Budweiser T-shirt. I was just.
I don't doubt that one bit.
And when the T-shirt got ripped.
It stopped above your belly button, right?
No. Dude, I didn't have that. I didn't have that Patrick Swayze bod. Okay, I was more like
Chris Farley.
Wow. More like a John Belushi back in the day. Right?
I was gonna say John Candy, but Beer Snack was being nice too.
No, I was going off the SNL skit.
Oh, okay.
No, but seriously, when we were cutting his hair, I was thinking about you and on your lawn tractor. That joke I keep on making. So that joke will never die.
It'll never go. No,
it'll never
goes on forever.
But maybe when he grows it long enough, and it's really because my buddy just came by. He dropped off some stuff in my house, and he has a mohawk, my buddy. And I said, well, check out Josh's check out his mullet, and he's like, now that's a mullet. And he just started like he's been growing it for like a couple months now, but it's still got to go.
So it's a power mullet.
Oh yeah, it's glorious, is what it is. It's like the full. It's really good. Glorious is the word. So I'm going to get him.
It's the glorious all mullets.
This summer, I'm going to hook up my Bearcat CB radio on the front of my John Deere lawn tractor. And I'm going to do like those throwback pictures where people take pictures from when they were a kid when they're older. I'm going to do one as an ode to Izzo to try and give us a visual for what he looked like.
Hang on, guys.
I thought you were about to say you were going to like load up the mullet and try to will it antenna. It's like that's kind of mean, Daniel.
No, you know what's going to happen is just going to be like it's going to be huge in the back. It's just like real. It's just
Somebody help out the OG. I dropped a picture on my desktop. How do I share it with you guys? It's on my desktop.
Pick it up and hold it to the camera.
You push the share button at the bottom, and then you click.
Careful what you share, Izzo.
But listen,
it's
I don't want to have to do an abrupt end to the stream.
No.
Down at the bottom, you should. Oh, you can't. Are you logged in as a control operator or a regular?
Yeah, he should still be able to do share.
Okay, so if you go down to look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the share button.
Yeah.
Click that.
Yeah. Okay. And I got 4 options: slides, extra camera, video, and a share screen.
You want to share screen?
Yeah.
And then you got to right click on the computer.
For those of you watching tonight, this is how you share something in StreamYard.
Make sure you're not in incognito mode so we can see all the websites.
We should make a TikTok out of this as an instructional video.
Oh my god!
Let's help out the old guy. Okay, so let's
just open up your bank account and share your password.
Oh, wait. There you go. Hold on, wait. So we get that. All right.
Is that it? Can you guys see that?
Yep. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. There it is in all its glory.
Dude, I'm telling you, like another month or two, my son's hair is going to be just like
that's 1993, and that was one of our field days. And I had the mustache, I had the earring, and I had just gotten it. And that's not a true mullet, as you can see, because the sides were feathered back. That's not a true mullet. That's not a.
No, it was feathered. Mullet. He had the feathered hair.
The feathered
yes. Hair. Did it come back into a duck's ass?
All right, let me get out of here.
I'll still call that a glorious.
See, we're very confident in our manhood here at the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
So, Joe Brett, are you nod your head yes if you're in between rain showers where you can speak? There you go. That's soothing. People pay good money for that.
Yeah, calm.
Right.
That
How are you,
calm
buddy?
out.
So for the next hour and a half here.
No tornadoes though, right?
No.
Okay.
Not
I'm
at all.
good. I'm good.
Hold on. Oh, you got to do something here. Give me 1 second. We're gonna need that soundtrack of that rain that's falling there, Joe. Give me a second.
While we wait, I'm going to try something here. See if y'all can hear this.
No, Frank. I want to be able to shit without my ass lighting up.
Did that go?
Whoa!
It sounded like Shane for a second.
That's what I thought. I was waiting for Shane's lips to start moving.
Where in the hell did you get that?
I've got my sources, you know.
Oh, so that was Shane.
I do.
Yeah, it was Shane. Huntsville. I bet you that was Huntsville.
I was gonna get my acoustic guitar and play the intro to Africa. But the problem is this one's out of tune and my good one's upstairs. I'm not happening.
So we need to set that up for next time.
Yeah,
We'll let you open the show. I'll do the countdown and just leave your camera
I
up.
told you 1,000 times. He should be doing it. Every single show he should be playing.
All right, Beer Snack. I'm going to come
What?
back to Daniel. Beer Snack, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing okay today. I'm doing okay today. It's rough for a minute, but I'm doing okay today.
Do you want to share with the audience the concoction that you have created this evening?
What,
Yeah, tell us,
this year?
Gumpy.
Yes, that.
Tell us, Gumpy,
Looks like-
all about it.
Well, it's not molasses. So, a buddy of mine, as a housewarming gift, brought me some Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Now,
We know all about that.
Thursday night, these guys said, you'll never, it's never going to make it to Tuesday. I stopped drinking so it could make it to Tuesday. So I took the Screwball, and I got some of this stuff right here. Yingling Hershey's Porter. And I poured them both in the same glass. I'm eating Reese's Pieces.
Drinking Reese's
Drinking,
Pieces.
drinking Reese's Pieces.
How do you
Actually,
pronounce?
no, I was eating
how
them
do you
too.
how do you pronounce the
Oh,
second bottle?
there you go.
It's not
The
Yulang.
second bottle.
The second
It's
bottle.
Yingling.
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 Yingling. Oh, I thought it was Yulang
That's
or Yule.
Ugling.
Yugling.
Yugling.
Googling.
Yugling.
Oh, that's
right.
that's yodeling.
Yeah, it's yodeling.
All right, so real quick.
Daniel,
no,
Go ahead.
don't
Go
go
ahead,
back
sorry.
to Daniel yet. Let me
Okay,
finish.
All right.
Excuse me.
Floor is yours.
So, in drinking this, we also had a great time there. Name that stuff. Black Blood of the Earth. Name the movie.
Yeah,
Tom's doing
Tom is
movie
just
trivia
waiting.
in the,
Yeah, Tom is waiting very patiently. With
All right, well then, fine. Nope, you'll catch me here Tuesday nights, and you'll see me on Thursday nights at FT8 off. There we go. I'm done.
Mike, no, they have not been ruined. It's a layered cake. It's like a layer cake. You just add things together to enhance the other. All right, Daniel.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
Good. Not much else to report besides for glorious mullets, and I try to put my antennas back up. But last night we had another night of freezing rain and sleet, so I didn't put up my wire antennas. So every time I go to put my antennas up, it's that time of year where it goes like it was 11 degrees Celsius, like 57. I think it was 57 Fahrenheit on Sunday, and then everything melted, like a lot melted, and then all of a sudden it's freezing rain. So it's that time of year. So hopefully I can get the antennas up. Besides for that, crazy work, not much else.
Molson, now what do you do with the ice skating rink now? Is it pretty much all done, or is it?
So it's literally that time of year where it'll melt. The first half inch will defrost. And if it was negative degrees for like an hour before it started to snow, it would be perfect. But what ends up happening is in the transition to freezing, it starts to snow, it becomes slush. And it's like this back and forth, and maintaining around this time of year is very difficult. Especially if does anybody know if the groundhog style is shadow or not? Like, is it supposed to be an early spring?
No, we're screwed for 6 more months anyway.
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
a late spring.
How long?
Well, the first one died. Well, hang on. That first rodent
No,
died.
New Jersey died. The one in New Jersey died.
The
Yeah,
Jersey,
no,
PA?
it's New Jersey.
Yeah, well, somebody need. Never mind.
Nothing out of New Jersey matters, damn. I mean,
How about the one from Mississippi? That's the one I care about. I care about the Mississippi one. Joe Brett.
What was he talking about?
He wasn't paying attention. He was playing in the chat. Leave him alone.
Playing in the chat, man. I'm muted.
He's making sure we're
I'd
not
rather talk
missing
to
any questions.
I'd rather talk to MRD then.
You still talking about mullets? What?
no, we're talking about
Rodents.
rodents.
I heard something about New Jersey and
No,
mullets. and,
Tuxicani Phil.
Who? Oh my God, I can't tonight.
What? Tuxicani.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can we bring somebody in that can correctly pronounce that, please? We bring him in so he can correctly pronounce.
So let's
My client will tell you, Your Honor, I'm defending my client that the PH is silent or sounds like an F.
So never mind. Exactly. Get the holy words. So we have a guest tonight, as some of you may have seen in the thumbnail. He is quite the avid portable radio operator. Some of you know him as November 3 Whiskey Sierra. We know him as Tango Oscar Mike. So Tom, welcome to the stream, buddy.
There he is.
He's here.
Hey, everyone.
There he is.
Only 20 minutes of sitting back listening to that train wreck.
Live from Pennsylvania.
Well, that's okay. There was moonshine in the green room. So.
See? We take care of our guests.
I knew I left that someplace.
It's a shame it's a BYOB green room.
But it said help yourself.
Bring whatever you look. Just leave a sample. How are you, Tom?
Great. How are you guys?
There may be some people who don't know you. So do you want to give us like a short elevator pitch of who Tom is and what Tom does on YouTube?
Sure. My thing, I love to get out into the parks, but I love to get out of the parking lots and hike the trails and find remote places where nobody else is and set up my radio. And I do all QRP. I actually don't own a 100-watt rig, even when I'm at home. I do QRP. And
that's a
I
sharp
love
face. That's awesome. I've never tried QRP. I should. I think next time I take the 7300 out, I'll just turn the power down.
And Scout 75 should learn from Tom because I don't think he's ever got. I don't think Tom has ever got.
Have you ever lost an antenna to a tree?
Antenna to a tree and said, "Oh, I'll just come back next time."
I
And
gotta come back in spring when it thaws out.
but Tom's been out there in the winter.
I've broken a few, but usually they still manage to get out of their tree.
They come down. That's the point.
Yeah.
What you take in, you take out.
Yes.
There you
Carry
go.
in, carry out.
Where are you located? What geographic area are you located for your activations mostly?
Southwestern Pennsylvania.
Okay. Very good.
Where it's much colder than it is in North Texas.
Now, Molson, for you and I, Tom and I, now it's been a while since Tom and I had the opportunity, but 40 meters on the short path is a really nice, when Tom is on, we happen to catch each other, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen times or so over the last year or so, year and a half. And it's always been on 40. So Molson, for you, you, Beer Snack, Steve, I don't know. Steve might be a 40 meter, depending on if when the band goes long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think 40 is the only thing I've talked to you on, Izzo, is 40 from Texas when it goes long.
And
I can't
20.
get you on 20. Yeah. I don't think.
Well,
maybe. I have to look at my log.
I usually work MRD. That's why. So that's why.
He absorbs all the bandwidth. I get it.
He has a bigger signal.
Well, Pennsylvania for me comes in like a pipeline, most of it, like Eastern PA and stuff like that. So big pipeline. But I have to say, I just looked at my logbook. We never made contact.
No.
And out of everything you do, I watched your videos, everything else. The best part about you, man, is your pointer. That's all I got to say. Is your German short hair. If anybody knows, I love dogs. I got 2 Rhodesian Ridgebacks, and Tom has a German short-haired pointer, which I was actually looking at getting a pointer at one point. So awesome. It's not radio related, but
Yeah, wait. So Daniel's watching a video of Tom digging out an ice hut so he could do POTA for Parks and Areas.
Yes.
And
So
all he's looking at is, look, there's a dog. Oh, the dog. Oh, the dog.
Who's a good boy? Puppy.
Was that for the Support Your Parks or for the Support Your Parks weekend?
The
igloo
ice hut?
or the ice
No,
hut?
I just did it. Yeah, it was one of those times we don't get that much snow that often, and it was just one of those times where I'm like, I can do this. I'm going to build an ice hut, and so I built it. And my wife, just every time I would see her, she would just shake her head at me.
What are you doing?
I said, I'm getting old. I said, this might be my last chance to build an ice shelter. I said, I'm going to do it. So I did it, and I was out there doing radio and other stuff. And a little while later, sure enough, here comes my wife. She goes inside.
She wants to join inside. You need. What's the password to get into my hut? Daniel was going to do that for Winter Field Day.
Yeah, I watched. I heard.
Yeah,
Tom,
I forget what happened to make me sidetracked. I think something happened.
Yeah.
Tom, I got to tell you something. One of the many things that never gets old with me and watching your videos. And guys, if you haven't watched Tom's videos over the last, I don't know, couple of years maybe now.
Pat, thank you so much for
this is a guy,
for the great amount.
Yeah. This is a guy who will go out and just have some fun. The F word, and he doesn't care. He's had some obstacles with power outages, trees go down on the property. And Tom, you take it in very good strides. It's I know sometimes things can be frustrating, but I like how you give it back to us and say, hey, listen, just find a way, make it happen, get it done, and have fun. And you do it very well. I must tell you. And you give probably a lot of us some. You probably give a lot of us some good ideas as well as inspiration. That this is not about. At the end of the day, this is not about winning lotto. This is not the Mega Millions ticket. This is about having fun. This is why we're here.
And getting out away from your neighbors that are providing all that QRM.
Yeah, all that
Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
I actually live near high tension lines too, and I have almost no RFI here at all. It's
Mine's an S9.
But I don't have a lot of neighbors. I mean, I think there's 7 or 8 houses on this road. And I live.
I miss those days.
Out in the boonies. In the summertime, you get the nice big whiff of fresh air from the cow pastures blowing through the yard.
Yummy.
Nature scented candle.
Yeah. Hey, I've woken up and gone out the front door, and there's been a cow standing there in the front yard. And I'm like,
where'd you come from? You're not mine.
I'm like, okay, where do I need to chase it back to?
Yeah.
It's called dinner.
I was driving home one time, and I'm driving the road, and when there's no moon out here, it's pitch black. There's no street lights. It's a country. And I'm driving, and I see like these 4 dots coming at me on the road. I'm like, what the heck is that? So I start slowing down. I slow down, and I see him coming, and I could tell it was an animal running towards me, and I stop. And it's 2 big sheep. They come running. One goes down the passenger side of the car. One goes down the driver's side of the car, and they just keep on trucking. I was like, what the hell? It's like,
Dave,
thanks. Thank you.
And Dave,
trying to find out who they belong to,
Tom, that's like
were you being charged by something in the night? Like they see giant headlights from a car, and the animal's like, "Oh, I got you. You better back up."
I was at a bonfire one time, and everybody else went home, and I stayed to keep an eye on the fire. We were out in the country, not here, but we were out in the woods, and I'm sleeping there next to a fire, and I heard something behind me, and I got up and turned around, and there was a horse standing about 5 feet behind me, scared the Jesus out of me.
I bet.
It's like you turn around and there's this firelight, and all of a sudden this big head comes into the view. I was like, what the heck? That's what happened.
Well, that kind of reminds me of one night. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and my dogs started to get. My dogs are we live in the country like you, pitch black at nighttime, not too many neighbors, and all of a sudden my dogs started growling and barking. And my dogs, when they hear somebody pull into the driveway, they charge to the door. They're kind dogs, but they're meant to protect us.
They're doing their job.
So anyways, they go to the back door, and we hear this like somebody's walking on our deck, and it's 2 cows had jumped 2 fences to get into our backyard, and then they were walking on our deck is like 30 feet long, and it's only about 2 feet off the ground, and they
probably because you put one of their can in the freezer, and they're coming to get revenge.
Well, but imagine it's at 3:00 in the morning, right? Like it's 3:00 in the morning. You live in the countryside, pitch blackout.
This guy's asleep. Let's get him in his sleep.
Get him in his sleep. Take him out. Take him out. Dude. Where's the barbecue sauce?
I don't know, but seriously,
I'll give him Molson Rant.
Listen, it's when you live in the country and cops are like 20 minutes away, and you are 911, right? And but the being unprepared, I see you had the video on your ice storm in Pennsylvania, and walk us through that. You've had obviously being in PA, it's not your first ice storm. So like number one is like, have you been involved in communications on that level? But also like for me, we were talking, I took down my 2 NFEDs. So talk about your ice storm experience and what you had, because that's about a month ago you had that video, right? And for me, I'm very curious about that.
We've had ice storms before. This was definitely the worst one that I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
My NFED antenna, I left it up in the yard. It's 130 some feet up hanging across my front yard. It's normally about 40 feet. It was down to about 20 feet because of the weight.
Had some droop to it.
Wow.
The line is
hang
14 gauge wire, and it looked like it was like 0 gauge. I mean, it was as thick as a hot dog on that line. And it was there for days. I mean, I was without power for just over 66 hours.
Oh, wow.
Which is the longest we've been out for a while. When we first moved in, we were without power almost a week. But back then, we didn't have a generator. No, we had just moved in. And we had like 3 feet of snow in our driveway, and our driveway is about 75 feet long up to the road. And we were out there a couple of times digging and just couldn't get there. We go back in the house to eat dinner and stuff, and we hear something out in the yard, and it was one of the farmers had driven by, saw us digging, came back up later on with a plow and plowed our driveway.
Nice.
But this ice storm did so much damage, not just to my place, but to the neighbors. Right after the next day when the storm let up, I went out, got the chainsaw, went up to the road, and started working my way down the road, clearing trees, because it'll take the road crews a long time to get out here.
Right.
Same with the power company. They focus on areas that are more densely packed with people. They can help a greater number of people first. So we're usually last on the list, but I figure, and even other neighbors came out, we clear the road as far as we can, and then there was a tree laying on the power lines that snapped. There were lines laying on the ground. We got down to there and we're like, yeah, that's it. That's where we stop. We go back home at that point.
I want to play with those. Those might still be
alive.
live.
The road's cleared up, but just clearing the road, you cut up a branch, which normally you just take it, chuck it in the woods or make a pile. But those little branches were now like 40 pounds because they had so much ice.
So much ice on them.
The wind would blow, and you literally would like get pelted on the head with ice cubes.
Or you hear everything banging together.
That
it's like it doesn't sound. Yeah, it sounds like breaking glass. It's like holy cow.
I'll tell you what, though, after the storm was over, we still had cool temperatures, but the sun would not come out during the day, and it was beautiful. Like everything looked like it was crystal. Like everything on my property, every tree, every rock was just coated in glass, ice, and it just looked like everything was, glass. It was pretty amazing, but yeah, it was rough. My one neighbor ran out of propane for her generator. There's she's a widower. Her husband died a few years ago. There's another widower right next to her. I go over, anytime it snows, I'll go over and take care of their driveways for them. But that's just, it's a country folk thing to do. But my antenna completely survived. The SWR on it was terrible with the all the ice on it, but it's fine now. As for communications, I am the Aries emergency coordinator for my county. There was a Skywarn net up for 3 solid days, 24 hours a day. We have a great
that's awesome.
Skywarn guy, and he loves to do the Skywarn. Dave K3PMW, and he kept that net up 24/7 for those 3 days. I think we had like 800 operator hours or something like that. That time.
So was it like the standard just checking in, or did you guys actually have like pertinent traffic being passed through, like as far as for people's like situational like conditions or
manning the EOC or other,
Yeah, the EOC in our county is still off limits to us. They're real strict with their COVID rules. So we haven't been in the EOC since before COVID hit. But we check in with each other, make sure everybody has what they need. The Skywarn organization in Western Pennsylvania is really good. It has a direct connection with the Weather Service here. We get alerts from the Weather Service. There's a big organization mainly run by Ham. Eddie, keep trying to remember his name, but they just have a great relationship with the National Weather Service. They send us asking us for reports for ice in different areas, and my area got hit really hard. 10 miles away, they barely got anything.
Go figure.
It sounds like us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the highest spots in the county. In fact, in Pennsylvania, compared to most of it generally. But a lot of guys do summits on the air. The summit in Pennsylvania that's closest to me is Mount Davis, and it's only a couple of 100 feet more than where I am.
Sounds like a Texas soda.
Yeah, at least in this part, there's like one or two summits.
Brisk
within
walk
like
to the top.
5 hours, I think. So yeah, but no, it was it's one of those things we get so used to it out here. Anytime the wind blows, yesterday we had some strong winds, power flickered half a dozen times. It's just the way it is,
Tom, do you find yourself? Let me just because I got my text was going off. They want me to, when you're doing your first big power outage, it kind of shakes you up a little bit, and then you kind of like make that list either in your brain or on paper. This is what we're going to do next time. And then the second one happens, and you revise it. Have you found yourself? Because I know we've done that here on the Connecticut shoreline, where we're getting more and more resilient, family wise. Maybe the power company may not be in that infrastructure, but we know we've got to take care of ourselves. I know we plan for 5 to 7 days. If it's only 3 or 4, hey, that's even better. But it sounds like for you, you've got to, because everyone's situation is just a little bit differently. So what have you done to make yourself, you and your family, resilient?
When we were building the house, I live on property with so many trees. We were building the house. I told my wife, I said, we're putting in a fireplace. And she said, no, the fireplaces are dirty. The house will always have ash in it. It's really a fire. It's like an insert. So it's sealed. You put the wood in, there's nothing inside. It's a EPA certified, what they call it, a regas or wood gasifier.
Yeah.
So it's very efficient. And like I said, right now I have so many trees on the ground, I can't even get to them to, get them all cut up for wood. You see me on video, I'm constantly out there. I was out there this weekend again, doing more. And every time I look, there's more falling. We just have lots of old growth that just keeps coming down.
Right.
But we put in we bought a nice gas generator and, a real reliable Honda. But the problem with that is you have to wheel it out, hook it up. Usually it's raining and pouring when you do that.
Yep.
It doesn't use very much gas. During that 66 hours, on average, I used 0.3 gallons of gas per hour.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
That's a great ratio.
Yeah. Considering that we have all electric, we have no other utilities besides electric out here. Me and Augie, though, slept in front of the fireplace so I could just get up every couple hours and throw, some more logs in it to keep the house warm.
Right.
Just today, my wife's like, "Did you order that battery backup?" So I've been planning this battery backup system that I'm building. A 48 volt system. I'm going to start out with 400 amp hour batteries, and my goal is just to put in a automatic transfer panel
Switch.
and just replace the generator for those 24-hour outages.
Smaller ones, right? The
small outages,
yeah. We get a couple of hour outages all the time. So if it can just support us for that, and then if the batteries start to go dead, then I'll hook up that generator as a backup to recharge those batteries.
Right.
So that's my plan. I mean, we tried to get a whole house propane generator. We contacted dealer after dealer. We can't even get somebody to come out and give us a quote.
Wow, really?
Wow. Well, I did.
I need to be an authorized dealer and go up there and make some sales right quick.
I did, Tom, like you, I've done the gasoline generator and I wanted to cut over to the propane. And when I saw the cost of it and the time wait before it could happen, it just didn't make sense. So I did sell off my gas generator to go with the propane, brought in 100 gallon. And just like everyone else, you got to determine your needs of what you want. And like you, everything is electric here and oil heat. But I said, the heck with the stove in the kitchen. We'll just use the a barbecue grill, the propane, and you could still do breakfast, lunch, and dinner off of there. All I cared about was the freezer and the refrigerator. Run some fans, run some lights, and I'm good for 12 to 18 days, depending on draw. That's all. But again, everyone, you got to do your math. You got to do your math in as well as your needs, because depending on age, medical conditions, everyone's situation is totally different. So it's not a cookie. It's not a cookie cutter kind of.
Yeah, like my wife. I mean, I can wheel a generator and hook it up. It doesn't bother me. I mean, we're getting older, but my wife, that generator is a 6,500 watt generator, and my wife has a really hard time moving it. She knows how to hook it up, and flick the manual transfer panel we have downstairs. But like I said, we'll lose power for 2 hours. And by the time the power goes off, you wait and go, is it going to come back on or is it going to stay off? And then you go out and hook it up. And as you're hooking it up, the power comes back on.
That's Murphy's Law. But I like your idea. For for everyone's listening, a lot of other guys may want to start considering that. Having that battery system first as your first line of defense.
Yeah, the way I'm building it, it's going to be as expensive, if not a little more, than putting in a whole house propane generator. But I don't have to pay I'll never have to pay for propane.
Right.
See, this is very interesting to me because I live in the country. Number one is I just got my bill for propane. I used to pay like 50 cents a pound or a liter or whatever it was. Now it's 82.7 cents. So it's almost like it's getting up there, and then I pay a carbon tax, which is insane. Gas is now about $8 a gallon here in Canada. And so when we look at number one, because I heat on propane, pretty much the only thing I do with propane is heat.
Now we know why you get mad.
I would say that I get in the cold winter, I get about $800 to $900 a month in propane bill. Okay. Wow. And so I'm seriously considering, number one is I've been thinking about getting another. I have a wood stove that we do use, but hooking up something that's more of like a dual system where I can use like a wood to heat. Because number one, the propane prices. Number two is I'm trying to figure out, number one, I have a sump pump. And if I'm on a hill, but even on a hill, I have a high water table. I guess there's like an aquifer right underneath my house. So if I leave my sump pump unplugged for too long, I'll flood my basement with about an inch or two of water. So this winter it was like minus 21, minus 22 Celsius outside. I couldn't get the generator started. So that could be mad maintenance or just it was too cold. But like a battery backup for the sump pump, they sell those kits, the battery backup with a solar attachment. And so even trying to figure out like you're doing something because I don't really need electricity. Let's be honest. Besides for charging our devices, right? If you have heat, besides for charging your devices and 12 volts for your ham radio, I don't need any other electricity, right? Like I got lanterns, I got everything else I need. I need heat, and the other thing is my water because I'm on a well. And that's the thing that's the thing with
refrigerator, freezer.
Huh?
Throw it outside.
Freezer
7 degrees up
winter, there. No, but freezer in the winter is not a big deal. We literally empty our freezers.
Right.
But I have 3 freezers in the garage, so it's like that's taken care of, and I have 2 in the basement here. So those just and you can go.
The 3 freezers that are in his garage are wide open. And he doesn't have the heat on, so they're fine.
Yeah,
that's why the cows came in. That's why the cows wanted to see what the hell was going on.
Yeah. So it's really funny. I know this is a ham radio show, but this really interests me. I looked into doing.
We're in everything show.
My house,
and come on,
right? Like when I moved in, like no, but this isn't prepper. This is like I gotta heat my house. No, but like I looked at doing solar for my house when I moved in here, and that was like 6-7 years ago, and it wasn't. At that point, it was still very much so up for debate how much you can power a house with solar at that point. I don't even know. I haven't looked at it lately. I looked at some temporary, doing like a wind turbine thing that in order to just give something to the house. And number one, it's like, well, maybe it'll work because don't forget I'm in the northern region, right? Like my daily sun exposure, like exposure rate. No, my
Stop
My-
exposing
my-
yourself.
Whoa, ho, ho, ho.
No, but guys in
This
Florida
just
and California, they don't have to worry about that. But for us here in Canada, with the angle of the Earth in the wintertime and the daylight hours plus the snow, you might as well throw your
It's
money
your
in the garbage
latitude.
to some level. Yeah.
I'll
So,
tell you, here's what I did to really stir my interest, because I do plan to add panels later on. It's just in the beginning, it's just going to be too expensive to do everything at once. But I have a little Renogy 50-watt solar panel, and I have a Bioenno 12 amp hour battery, and I took that solar panel and put it up on the roof. And I ran the wires down. I run this 12 amp hour battery, and I run my entire shack from it. I've learned so much by doing that one experiment. Only one time did I have to plug the battery charger in to recharge that battery. And I've been going on for, I think, over a year now. And
wow.
I've learned so much about power usage and how much sun I get on average. I only have to change. I changed the angle of the solar panel for winter, where it's almost vertical for winter, and then in the summer I almost have to lay it completely flat. But it's really taught me a lot, and I recommend, if you're curious about it, do something like that. Set up just a small system to run a few things, and just monitor it for a few months, like I did. And I'm like, wow, I'm really getting more power than I thought I was.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's sunny out, I'm on that 50-watt solar panel. I'm pulling, 2.3 amps out of it, and it's more than enough to recharge that 12 amp hour battery in a couple of hours. And I'm like, this works. So then I started thinking about, well, could I do this for the whole house? And that's what got me thinking. Somebody mentioned in the comments Will Prowse. He does these do-it-yourself solar videos where he talks about building your own system, these 48 volts and 24 volt systems and everything. He recharges his Tesla and stuff. Now, he lives in Arizona, but the concepts and stuff he teaches are really good. And, he tests these battery systems, so somewhat that they can be relied on. So those are some of the brands that I'm looking at. But yeah, there's a lot to it. But yeah, since I run QRP on HF, I hardly use any power at all, QRP on HF.
Right.
But for VHF is where I use the most power. When I transmit, even with 5 watts on VHF, I'm pulling like 4 amps out of my mobile unit that I use as a base radio. If I turn the power up to 50 watts, I'm pulling over 8 amps, and transmit. So I didn't consider that. I'm like, oh, I'm running HF. I'm not using that much power. And then I started doing, like the simulated emergency tests that we do spring and fall for the ARRL. And I'm like, whoa, I'm draining this battery down pretty good. And that was the one time I had to plug the battery into the grid to charge it up, because I was doing an SET drill, and I was on the radio.
Simulated emergency test. There you go.
Yep. Our next one coming up in April.
Here's the thing where I'm jealous of you guys is, like, it just seems like when I watch guys on YouTube, because I've watched a lot of videos of guys doing solar projects and stuff like that, it seems like you guys can get kits for so, like, relatively inexpensive prices. Like, I don't know if it's like you guys have some American exclusive brands or something like that, but here in Canada, it just seems like you buy one panel, it's going to cost you like $400. So it's like,
There's some panels around here that are that much. Depends on the wattage.
Abe said it. It's called the Queen tax.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Daniel, you said, you're
correct.
sitting there complaining about it. Okay. Tom just said, for summertime, he's got it aimed like this. Wintertime, he's got it more like this. For you with the snow, you just aim it like this so that it's bouncing off the snow back into the panel.
No, but we have massive. So we have massive solar farms not far from here. It's a big, like, local political thing, like losing farmland and stuff to, like, solar farms. And some of them, they sit the whole winter covered in snow. Yeah. And in other ones, they have special tractors with arms that go along and clean the panels. And really, honestly, the only reason why they put solar panels up is because they were 100%, like, pretty much funded. The government paid to put them up and then sold them for $1 to private businesses, something like that. Anyways, so because there's the only way you could afford to, because honestly, the bang for the buck from the return of the investment wasn't worth it for our latitude, like our location. Now, for me, if I'm looking like Tom is, say, like we're talking about phone chargers, we're talking about maybe a 12-volt fan on the furnace or the blower fan for the fireplace, maybe the shack. You're not talking about big solar panel system, right? You're talking about a couple panels in series or whatever it is that you need to do, and set them up like Tom has. I think that'd be cool. And I've seen, and that's what I'm talking about. There's some guys who bought like 6-panel kits, you know, and they're relatively like it's a whole complete kit and the whole thing. You can get them, but they're a lot more expensive here up in Canada, and it's just part of living in Canada, you know. But I just find that you guys have more niche market like suppliers who come up with these creative packages because your population is 10 times the size of ours, right? So so but
supply and demand.
One of the guys in our club, he used to be president of the club, considered him an Elmer. He has a huge solar setup on his property. He doesn't have battery backup. He just feeds back into the grid, but he gets checks from the power company.
Oh yeah,
for that power. You know, now he has a propane gas generator for his backup in the house. You know, and I told him, but he said he uses SMA inverters, and he has 0 RF noise from it. And he's a huge contester and everything. I mean, he's the huge retractable tower and everything. Great guy. And so he's told me about his system. He's another one that got me interested in it. So yeah, that's a lot. I think it could be very, very beneficial. And with gas prices and everything, I think energy in general is going to go up through the roof. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can actually do with a small modular setup like that. When we were doing the Parks on the Air, the Support Your Parks, we didn't know that the place that Jason rented had main power. So he brought all of his solar stuff out there, and even with all of us running that 100-watt station forever and a day, his solar panel, that battery never took a dip. We just had to move the solar panel around, and that thing was putting 6, 8, 10 amps back into the battery. So I was surprised that a 4-panel, just a little small 4-panel setup like that, how much power you can actually pull from those things.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm going to do when I do solar panels is I'm not going to put them on the roof. No. I've got a bit of a field. I'm going to put them in a field where I can easily go down and clean them. I don't want to. I don't want another excuse to have to go up on the roof and brush snow off.
No. Good idea.
Smart man.
Good idea.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got to go clean Tom, the pollen off of mine.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Tom, where are you with that? I got to tell you, I got jealous of you, Tom. Very jealous. The trailer that you had. Tell everybody about the origin. Where are you with it? How have you used it? What do you want to do with it?
Yeah, I got a trailer from the club. It was sitting at another Ham's property for a number of years. The club hadn't used it for a long time because they were using it for a field day, but then the county started bringing out their communications truck, which has a pneumatic mast on it. It's like 50-foot pneumatic mast, so they weren't using the trailer, so it sat there for a long time. I went and got it, dragged it home, and sanded it a bit and put some new paint on it. But I've been using it, playing with it. It has a massive Mosley Yagi on it, which is really hard for one person to put up. But it's getting used next weekend. There's a 100-mile trail run at one of the state parks here. Mm-hmm. And they're setting up a command post at one of the high spots in the park. But we did some radio testing around the park to see what would work, where we needed communications, because the park has really poor, if any, cellular service when you're in the valley. So we were, even handhelds were having a hard time reaching back to the command center. So everybody's trying to make sure they have a powerful mobile radio with, maybe even a roll-up J-pole on a mast or something. But I'm going to take the trailer, and this is for another club is heading up this effort. But I have the trailer, so I'm going to take it up there, and they're going to put a nice 2-meter antenna up on it just to give them a little bit of extra reach in that park. Good. But yeah, it's here. We're going to use it already planning on using it for field day again. I coordinated my club's field day event last year. This year, I've actually been elected to the board of directors for my club. So
Of course. Well, first off, congratulations. But guess what you're bringing? You're bringing the trailer. So congratulations.
Aaron, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Aaron.
Since I have a little bit of vote in the club now, a little more vote in the club, I'm hoping that I can revitalize the club a little bit. We lost our clubhouse a few years ago, and that really hurt our club because we would always have meetings and stuff at the clubhouse. And now we have meetings at some county areas, like we have a meeting in the county courthouse for our membership meeting once a month and everything else. But we're trying to do more things, and I'm trying to organize POTA events for my club, where we do a group POTA event at a park. Going to a group event. So
I think Don in N5SKT, he did that for his group, was introducing everybody to Parks on the Air. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I mentioned it in one of my.
That's right, Biersack and Joe Brett.
Yeah, I mentioned it in one of my club meetings, and people were all over it. So we're going to try to start doing that. Maybe just run 2 stations, maybe one on 20, one on 40, and just go out for a few hours, you know, in the morning or something.
Keep it simple, stupid, and go have fun, right?
Yeah, go have fun and get people to come out and get together. We did a QRP night at one of the guys' house. It was we did a big QRP night, and everybody came and brought their QRP rigs, and we had a huge turnout from our club. It was great to see. The only thing was, it started raining and just drizzling, and I see everybody packing their stuff up and like trying to move underneath porches and get inside. And I was there. I had just gotten the TX 500.
Wait, the vaporware?
My club president, he's packing up his radio and stuff, trying to cover it up. And I yelled, and I was right not that far from him. I yelled, Joe, I'm like, Joe, what's the rush? I'm like, mine's sitting right here. And it was getting rained on. And I was like, you know what? Hey, it's supposed to handle it. And I didn't have any troubles, but it was just one of those things. It's like, it was perfect timing for me to get that radio. And
good.
Yeah, that whole situation with Russia and these no longer being allowed to import, it's a shame, because I think it's a fantastic radio.
Well, hopefully it'll come back.
Yeah, Tom, I think it will.
Tom, how many QRP radios do you have? Had you had, and what do you like about the various models?
I don't know if he wants to say that in public, because he might get the wife might go, wait a minute, I don't think you only had 2.
Oh no, she
the clubhouse. Hang on, the clubhouse will write an alibi for you.
There you go.
We'll have Joe Brett will have it notarized, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, my wife is in finance, so you're not slipping anything past. No, the first radio, I was like anybody else when they became a ham. Guy said, "Oh, you want to do QRP and mobile operations? Get a 100-watt radio and turn it down." So I bought an 857, and I turned it down to 5 watts, and I'd use that radio, but the power drop 5 watts was still high. You need a bigger battery to do that.
Yep.
Right. Good point.
And not only that, it's a heavy radio because you've got the basically a amplifier and stuff built into it.
Point 2.
So the next one I saw somebody selling one on QRZ. They were selling I was going on vacation. Somebody was selling that 817. And I got a good deal on it. It had everything with it, so I bought that. And I still have a fondness for that radio. But I sold that when I bought a KX2. And the KX2 changed my portable operations. That's when I really started hiking and going out in the woods all the time with it and everything.
Those look like really cool radios. I haven't had a chance to enjoy.
I had a KX3. I know exactly. I know that feeling. It's really a nice high-end QRP radio.
Yeah.
It really
it's a grab and go, and have a blast. When the TX 500 came out, I saw it and I was like, oh, because I was always worried about when I go out in the woods sometimes, I'm the type of person where if the weatherman says there's a 50% chance of rain and I look outside and it's not raining, I'm going to go. Mm-hmm. And if it rains, so be it. I'll deal with it. Most of the time it doesn't, but sometimes it does. And then you worry about the radio.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah. So when the TX 500 came out and I saw, it's like weather resistant stuff, I'm like, that looks amazing. That looks like what I want. But when it came out, there were just like a lot of other radios, like the 6100. When they first come out, sometimes there's a lot of issues. They try to get it to market fast.
Just a couple.
Firmware updates, everything else. So once I saw that they had released a bunch of firmware updates, they added one deal breaker for me was the voice recorder, especially when you're doing POTA. If you don't have a voice recorder where you can just hit the button and let it call CQ for you over and over again. But when they released a firmware that updated that, I was like, it piqued my interest again. And then the next firmware update, they added an SWR sweep to the radio, to the graphics screen. So it'll do a nice SWR graph on the screen. I was like, done. Here's my money.
Take my money.
So, Tom, with a show of fingers, how many radios you got?
I have two radios. I still have the KX2 and I have the TX500. But to be honest, the KX2 has been sitting in a case because I've been using the TX500 so much.
Wow. So much jealous of the TX500.
I enjoy it.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, wait. So you got the KX2, right? Okay, where nice, fancy, beautiful radio. Okay, then you've got the Discovery, right? The Discovery is what? It weighs how much? And it's a nice solid body, right? Weatherproof. You can use it as a throw rope too, as a throw weight as well. It's a 500. Yeah. It's a quite expensive throw rope, but it'll still work.
It's a high point.
So you're saying I could put an antenna in a tree with one of those?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Scout 75, take note.
You'll still get it caught.
Here's the question, Tom. Have you ever got a free radio?
No, I've never got a free radio. I have gotten some other free gear. I won 100 Watts in the Wire does some giveaways every spring and fall. And the one year I won, and I got the best thing I ever won was a 20-watt power film solar panel. Which weighs
I think that's the one Joe Brett got.
I got the 30 watt, so right there at it. Yep, the first one they done, that was awesome. Hadn't won nothing since.
So I support them. I've been exactly. I've been a member of 100 Watts in the Wire from the very beginning. I think they're up into the 4,000 members. Number now.
All the numbers.
And I'm number 189.
Oh wow!
So I've been there early.
I think mine's like 3,000 or something like that.
I was like, I don't need a number, and so I'm like 2629, I think, if I remember right. So finally, I was like, "Oh, contest prizes. Okay, yeah, I need a number.
I better sign up for that."
You know what? I enter, contests and raffles all the time. In PA when they release good bourbons, I'm a bourbon drinker. They do raffles for them to try to make it fair throughout the state. So they'll get Pappy Van Winkle in, and they'll do a raffle for X number of bottles of Pappy Van Winkle. It doesn't cost you anything to enter the lottery for it. If you win, you basically get the option to buy. You get the opportunity to buy a bottle. I've never won those. I enter those all the time. I'm a firearms guy, so Smith & Wesson's doing a giveaway, or Springfield Armory. I enter all those.
So how much junk mail do you get? Because every time you sign up with one of those, you get a ton of junk mail.
That's why you use an alternate email address for that.
There you go. Exactly.
I'm still waiting on that Gigapart sweepstakes, man.
I know. I don't know when they're supposed to do the drawing for that Sun SDR. I'm quite jealous. Don again at 5SKT. He just got the Sun SDR DX, I believe. So looking forward to seeing his.
Some people win everything, eh? Like I watch some of these giveaways, and it's always
Shaq and Greg wins all our sticker packs every time we try to give them away.
Right, it's the same three Stooges that win the same damn thing over and over. That's what ends up happening. It's like lottery.
I used to go to, gun bashes are a big thing in Pennsylvania. There's tons of them, and I used to go to them all the time. And I went to one time, and I'm buying tickets like mad. I set a budget for myself. I was ready. I'm like, I'm gonna win something, and I spent enough money that I could have bought whatever gun I wanted.
Whatever they were giving away.
Another friend of ours comes in. He was late. He came in like half the day, sat down and bought like a handful of tickets. Maybe spent less than $100, and just starts winning gun after gun. And I'm like,
wow,
I've never been to another gun bash since then because I'm like, that was good for me. I'm like,
You need to take that guy and give him your money.
Right.
yeah,
Hey, you go register.
Wow.
Lucky Charm.
I'll just save up and buy what I want.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
But
Hey,
you guys, I watch all you guys. YouTubers, ham radio. I love watching everything. I have so many interests when it comes to ham radio. I work at home. I work from home even before COVID. So when I'm working at home, I'm a network engineer. So I'm always just looking at stuff. As long as I'm not in the meeting, I've always got YouTube on in the background watching something. It's just
Nice. Well, we appreciate the watch hours.
speaking of
Oh,
watch
yeah.
hours
It helps.
and everything, first off, before we do this, we have something along the lines of giveaway and winning free stuff and stuff like that. But there is an entry for it. We have that.
We'll
Shane's
get there.
gonna talk about that in a minute.
We'll get that. Yeah.
But second, this is Tom's first time. Everybody,
I have a
Oh, we need to
motion.
make a motion.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh, yeah.
Motion.
So the motion was by Steve.
Okay.
Izzo second.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
All in favor? I'll say aye.
Oh.
Oh, wait. hold
Robert's
on.
Rules of Orders talks for gives an opportunity to talk about this.
Oh,
let's
okay.
talk. No.
Okay.
All in
right.
favor?
Wait. Hang on. Okay, go ahead. Now we're good.
I check on
Do we
those
have any?
cows.
Do we have any objections to this nomination?
The only objections are going to be the cows for the ones that went in the freezer before that. Come on, let's go.
Right.
All in favor? Aye.
All opposed? We're good.
We'll mute him if he does.
Yes.
Just to keep it legal.
Welcome to being the.
Welcome
Go
to the
ahead.
roles of the Ham Radio Clubhouse as an honorary member.
thank you.
Dues check will be in the mail.
The invoice for the dudes will be in the mail.
But
No, we have to
it
pay
doesn't
him to
go
be a
up.
member.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So a couple things before we derail this show. How long have you been a ham, and what got you into ham radio?
That's two questions.
I
think I
know.
got
I'm trying. We're running up on a time limit here.
I think it was 2014. I was reading a book called Patriots by John Wesley Rawls. It's basically a survival series book, and they were talking about ham radio. And I said, I had, high school, I had a CB in my car, and I thought, that's something I always wondered about. So I bought the ARL manual off of Amazon. And I looked, and there was a test. I think I got the book on a Friday. There was a test in my area on a Tuesday, and I spent all weekend studying. And I went and took the test on Tuesday and passed.
Was it just for the
so
tech,
now-
or was that all the way through general?
That was
or-
just for the tech. I took the
The tech.
general at the same time. I missed it by. I didn't know that you could take both.
I didn't either when I
I
first got mine.
missed it by a couple of questions, but now I'm an extra. Thanks to my club, they do free classes every year. They'll do usually a technician in the spring, then they'll do a general, and then if there's enough interest, they'll do an extra sometime. So it's a great club, and I'm trying to, like I said, trying to revitalize it a little bit and get people more active. We do have some great guys. I've made some great friends at the club. So
That's awesome.
See?
I'm working on
Ham
my
Radio
extra.
Clubs. Ham Radio Clubs. Not all of them are bad. There you go. Gotta find
Exactly.
one that works for you. There you go.
Exactly.
Sorry,
wouldn't have
Shane.
been for
didn't mean to
this
cut you off.
club. The club I took my class at and passed my tech, I couldn't find their nets. They didn't seem to be doing anything. And I was pretty much, sitting at home trying to check all the repeaters to find stuff. I literally was ready to give up. And then I found this club, and they have
The clubhouse? Oh, thank you.
they have
I think he was talking about before us.
I know.
every Tuesday night
It's
we have
just
a net.
boring.
Usually I'm trying to do the net and listen to the show at the same time. We do a digital net on Wednesday nights. We field days and everything else. If it wasn't for this club, I probably wouldn't be active in ham radio. So I owe a lot to the club and the elders in the club. So
That's awesome. Joe Brett maybe come back to ham radio.
Yep.
He probably didn't know that, but I was playing ham radio and talked to a friend of his and said, "Hey, you know what? You should come check out this Discord channel with this guy." And now look where we're at. The live show every Tuesday. called
You're
The Clubhouse.
a live
And
show
he
every
made me go-
Tuesday.
He made me go on YouTube and create. Now I got to go record videos. And thanks, Joe.
Hold on. Shane. You
And
got
your
back in ham radio.
TikTok.
not only did you get into this, okay, you're hanging out with us on Tuesday nights and all the time, and BSing in Discord, but you started a YouTube channel, right? That took off and beat 1,000 subscribers before Joe, and then he said get on TikTok. You got on TikTok and blasted Joe out of the water on TikTok. You know what? Joe says he's done with
Joe's
social
a great
media.
mentor.
Joe,
He's a
you want me to
great
do it?
mentor.
I'll do it for
I
you.
just want to know, and y'all got to let me know when you mute me on the stream because I got my own mute button, and I'm unmuting myself, and then I've noticed I've been muted the whole damn time.
See, this is what happens when that's that Mississippi time zone.
Yeah.
That's like a 7
Dude,
second
you were calling
delay.
TQ. You're like K5.
He was transmitting into a demo.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh shit, I wasn't muted, and I muted myself, and then
Get out those cue cards. Just get out the cue cards. I
you
told
know, To and them had the Nugget show last night, and they was trying to get the terminal mode to work on the 705. Well, it lasted 2 hours, but we're still working on it here for my 705. So I'm sorry.
Joe, I was able to get it working on mine today.
Whatever, Steve.
You just can't use ADTM's reflector.
What?
That was the issue. Dennis's reflector is too old.
Yeah, well, I'm on a whole
Adam's
other
reflector?
thing. We're on the David Capello thing now.
Yeah.
And I can see myself activating the website or whatever, but no audio is coming through. But anyway, that's another show.
Next week on the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Yeah,
Man
speaking
yells
of
at
which,
cloud.
I need to get running, boys.
All right, my friend.
What? So
Hold on, no, stop. We
Uber.
gotta do this. I set
You
up
did
the
Lyft.
perfect transition to our
Yep.
announcement, guys. Steve, you got 2 minutes to stick around for the announcement.
Yeah. We can do the announcement.
See, I set it up when asking Tom if he ever got a free radio. Not that I care if Tom got a free radio. I was trying to do a segue. Shane.
Teed up that softball, we missed it.
Okay.
No. We didn't miss it. All right. We just we went around it a couple times. I brought it back, and we went around it again.
Who said
And now you're
squirrel?
bringing it back to this. Shane, go ahead, man.
I have been waiting so many months to let the cat out of the bag. I've asked, I don't know how many times. Hey guys,
Texas Armadillo.
Hey,
Shane, not
guys.
tonight.
hey guys, can
Not tonight.
I make the
Not
announcement?
tonight.
Can I talk about it?
Well, we're
Can I-
just going to
can
let
I-
you, but you're talking too much, so never mind.
I know, right? Well, shit. So anyway, you have contributed to the Buy Me a Coffee. You have contributed to the stickers, the super chat, super stickers. You guys have donated equipment. This is the absolute best audience in ham radio. You stick with us all these channels, Mondays and Thursdays. Shut up, Kurt.
Shut up, Kurt.
You stick with us through all of these every Monday, every Thursday. You join us on Friday. We see you pop up whenever we do a random live stream. So this is it. We want to give back. So after all of the tallies of equipment and information and money was brought in, this is where we're at. So the Ham Radio Clubhouse has a giveaway at our 1 year anniversary, which this year will be the March
2
the
weeks away. 2 weeks
15th
away.
show,
2 weeks. Episode
2 weeks.
53.
2 weeks.
episode 53. So here's what we got. This will be the kit number 1. And thanks to Jason over at Ham Radio 2.0, he helped us put this together.
Thank you,
So
Jason.
we have got an absolute complete portable ham radio station for you. We've got
baby.
the G90, the expansion card if you want to do digital, the cooling bracket, the in-fed halfway from BA5IK. You've got 10 meters of PL259 to RG coax. We've got an Android tablet. Shut up, beer snack. We've got an Android chat. See, you got me all tongue tied. Thank you. I'm having a freaking Izzo moment here.
Hey,
Had a stroke there, Shane. We have call
Shut
911
up.
for you.
I'm trying to build this up, guys. You ruined it for me. All right, so we got a 10-inch Android tablet that will run hammers, or if you want to use some sort of other logging software, you can. A Spider Beam Mini mast, 10 meter mast. If you saw the video that Jason put out with he and I going over to those 5 parks, that's the mast that we use to put the in-fed half wave in the air. And we have the PO4 Power 12 volt, 12 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery from Gigaparts. So there you go, guys.
Shane, I got to make a special note that James Linden is also involved in this one. He donated the tablets there. So
yes,
James, you get recognition as well.
James,
but
thank you, James.
But this is kit 1, guys.
Now I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Let him.
So not only did you guys help us to create a giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber 1 year anniversary show, you have donated, contributed, and provided enough funds for not only a second giveaway, but a third giveaway.
3.
So
we have 3.
We have 3 complete radio stations to give away.
That is incredible. How many,
3.
Shane? How many?
3. Tres.
Joe Brett,
Tres.
how many?
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
Beer snack. Beer snack. We have more.
Don, we don't have enough for that.
So
I have to. Don N3WS. Where's the flex? We don't have enough for that. We haven't gotten that far yet. That's maybe in a couple years.
we're working on that.
Donate one to us. We'll give it
there
away
you
for
go. So, all right, so complete HF kit number 1. We're not going to tell you what kit number 2 is or kit number 3 is yet. You're going to have to stick around with us each week and find out what it is.
We're not gonna.
They
We're not
are
making
planned.
it. We're not making it easy.
They are planned. They are in
planned.
process of purchasing, all that kind of good stuff. It's there.
We will
But
not.
we
let
want you guys to come back and join us to see. Now, everyone's asking, how do I win, Shane? How do I win? Here we
Shane,
go.
how do I win?
how do we
Shane,
enter
Shane,
the
how do
How
I
do we
win?
win? Shane, tell
You
us
can't
where.
win.
So how do we win, Shane?
Joe
All
Brett.
right, well,
Joe Brett.
you
can't
should
win.
go to this really cool website called hamradioclubhouse.com.
That's a nice website.
And on that website, you will see a form to fill out. And on that form, you will see how would this prize benefit you as a new ham. Now, first off, you need to be a licensed or upgraded between March the 31st, 2021 and March the 23rd, 2022, which is the 1 year that we have had this awesome show with my friends that you guys have come back every week to watch. Thank you so much. If you were licensed or upgraded between that time frame, let us know as a new or an upgraded ham how this would help you. Now, don't sit around and say, I want a radio.
Yeah, please.
Tell
come
me
on,
a
guys.
story.
We're being serious now.
Tell me a story. I want to know how.
Ape,
If
is
you need
good.
to,
Ape-
you can DM that to me, and I'll.
That's right. along with apes.
The smoking
the
ape.
GMRS
The
license.
smoking ape asks, "Do you need to use your government name?" Wow.
So this
Way to
isn't
go, ape. This to you,
so
man.
Shane. So what you're saying is this isn't just like a pick of the hat. This isn't like just running some random comment thing. This is we want to hear.
We want to know
full-fledged how
this
will
is
bless
going to
you.
help you.
Hey Shane, do we
Yes.
have a limitation on this as to like what DX is going to? Like, is it U.S. Canada?
Well, it
or is
needs to be
US
in
only?
the United States. We are not we are not
sorry,
rich people,
guys.
so shipping to the EU might be. If you happen to be in another country and you win a drawing, we'll come up with something really cool. But
We could
anyway,
probably if you wait. Well, hold
get
on. If they're in
stickers.
Australia, we
We'll
can
send
get
you
Whiskey Nine
stickers.
Sugar Baby to take care of it for us.
there you
There you
go.
go.
That's very true. That's very true.
But guys, I
So-
think Shane's really hitting it. Please be. So you're on the honor
Sincere.
system. Yeah, be sincere. Be ethical. Tell us, what you.
We want to
what you're
help
gonna-
people.
Yes, how you're going to use it. Why you need it. Just tell us.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I be straight honest? We're
you go.
all hams. Let's take this off of here. Listen, to all our viewers watching a podcast, Twitter. Listen, if you were to give something to somebody, okay, and they were to say to you, "Oh, I
love the
need
full
a fifth
screen.
radio. Oh, I want to give it to some. Maybe I'll give it to somebody else." We wouldn't waste 2 seconds of our like. Come on, honestly, if you came to my house and you pulled up in a BMW or a Porsche and you said, "Hey, man, I need to borrow $5," I'd laugh in your face until you get lost. Right? That's the truth. When we're doing this giveaway, we want to make sure that people who need it, right?
Exactly.
Not people who want it. Think about that. There's a big difference between the two. And I'm not saying don't
Want to
enter to
help
win,
people.
but you got to kind of tell us a little bit about why you need it. Not,
Yeah.
hey, I need my fifth mortgage kind of a thing.
Hey Dan,
Like this
Dan,
is a
Molson,
whole nother.
Daniel. Question.
Yeah.
Have you tried to tune that keg that's in the back corner of your room?
Dude, that's gonna be my dummy load. And
I saw that, and I'm like, I hear you talking. I see the keg. I'm like, oh, that's where my attention went right
That's
there.
a show.
But no,
That's a show with Carlos.
No, but you guys know what I mean,
Please.
right? And I don't think any of our viewers are offended. I really don't. I think that
No.
we all understand that the intention of this is to bless someone. And that word bless someone,
We
it
want
really
to
means
help
that where
someone.
it makes a difference to them, whether it means they can operate or not, or whether they
Wilson
can,
is
you know what I
correct.
mean? I don't think I need to explain this to anybody. The only people I need to try and explain this to are greedy people, and none of our viewers are greedy people. So I want everybody to enter, but come on, let's
see,
Read it out loud.
Lindsay Hicks.
Come on.
Read it,
Lindsay
Shane.
Hicks. Okay.
Jody, thank you so much. Steve, Jody says Steve Goodgame would call this a Padawan giveaway. It's in that spirit. You're exactly correct.
And look at
We
this.
want to help a new ham or an upgraded ham. We want to help them get on the air and have fun like we all have fun.
I quickly,
Like doing
I
parks on the air
I
and
quickly
going
uploaded
outside of the
Lindsay
house
there.
and have
Lindsay-
fun.
Lindsay Hicks, thank you. See, this is what we're talking about. This is the
Read it.
genuine group.
Read it, Don.
I won't be, per Lindsay Hicks. I won't be entering because I have my base and a portable setup. Let someone else who needs have it. See, there you
Thank
go,
you.
fam. There
That's
you
it.
go. This is
I'm preaching to the choir, baby.
Assalamu alaikum.
Good. Now go sit in your pew and let's move on with this.
yeah.
So, as everybody can see and everybody can hear, all right, your honesty is the best thing. Steve, when did I upgrade to extra? We'll go
I'm
with
going to
that.
check. That's public information, bruh.
But like we said, any of the six of us that are on here, all right, we are not in this, and we want it for you guys. This is what we've had from the beginning. We want to give it back to you guys,
This would not be possible without you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
and
We had there. Absolutely. This
This is
the
a-
super
appreciate
chat,
it.
the
You guys
buy
did
me a
this.
coffees. This is you. This is 63 of you who are in the chat right now, and those that have came and gone. This is you guys.
You
We
did
gave
it.
you a platform to come together and hang out with us and shoot the shit and have fun. But you guys have come together and provided us the either equity or actual pieces of equipment
How about support too? Just
and
overall
support, to actually make
You're
this
here-
happen. So
you're
that
here.
we thank you guys.
Yes.
And the other thing is, on that note, if you're watching or you're listening, and hey, you're like, hey, I got this antenna, I got this coax, or I got something.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that?
Victor Echo 5, Sierra Alpha Romeo, 5 beers. Thanks so
See,
much.
That's
Great
how we
radio
keep it
packages.
going, guys.
Keep it up.
That's
If-
how we
if
keep
you
it going.
guys-
Buy me a beer.
If there are people who have stuff at home and they're like,
Shut up,
hey,
Lindsay.
I want to give this to somebody, or you want, we'd be glad to put another package together. Like that's nobody.
Yeah.
We're not keeping it. We are being the middleman. If you have used equipment, we're the middleman, saying, hey, this person needs it. If that's what you guys have, and there's other giveaways that are planned besides for these 3 kits that are because viewers have been gracious to give stuff.
I got
Stay
something
posted.
when you get done.
So
Go
the
ahead, Joe.
idea is to be able to give something away each month.
Beer snack.
Yes, Joe.
Pull up that StreamYard giveaway thing.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
So this was not planned, folks.
What the hell's he doing?
Hear what's going on. Let's see what's
I
going
don't know
on.
what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
All I want to know is, can I win?
Hold
No.
on, we're in church, right? He's led by the Spirit, baby. He's led by the Spirit. Hallelujah. Sorry.
As I peel my Mandarin.
Can I get a witness?
You're peeling a mandarin. That poor guy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, you just ruined the night.
I'm going to
How'd that
give
feel?
away the peel.
I win the evening because I got
Yeah.
Shane almost to pass whiskey
Yes.
through his nose or beer
It
through his
almost
nose.
came out.
You guys are brutal.
Joe, what's the
awful.
magic word, Joe?
You ready for it? Before I give you the magic word, this is because of all the folks that we have that supported us that's in the chat tonight that's like, oh, damn, I went to extra in 1980 something. So something for you. We got almost 70 people watching. Type in
just jumped up.
K6ARK.
K6ARK.
Type in
That's it.
K6ARK. K.
Just say his call sign.
Well, wait.
ARK.
No
Uppercase.
capital, no pound
gonna
sign,
do?
just K6ARK.
Now, I don't know. That's up to Beer Snack.
Hold on. I've been
Somebody's
drinking, so we
fixing to
gotta give
get
it
a K6ARK male BNC kit.
There you go. Look at that, Joe.
Hey,
Bang.
I haven't started it yet, guys. Chill out. Chill out.
Hey, slow down.
Hold up.
Hey, look at these guys. Mike, Ron.
Slow down.
Carl,
It'll
Carl,
still-
Slow down.
It'll still
Never
grab
mind,
it.
everybody's disqualified. Go on.
Ryan. Joe
I was
dropped
already
the
25 inches. I just clicked the
Joe
button.
dropped the orange.
I like what's his name?
And it comes
Pat's
with a sticker,
comment.
too.
He said
There you go.
demonetized should be our word.
All right,
We're
so
not
hold on.
demonetized.
Wait. So there was a word that was said at the beginning of our stream here, and I said I had a joke for it.
Carlos.
Carlos.
You spelled it wrong, Carlos.
Carlos, you're a dumbass.
Hey Don,
What?
what do you call a one-footed hooker?
Oh, come on.
I'm afraid to even guess. What?
A trampoline.
Very good, brother. Very good, brother.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, please forgive me.
I've been sitting on that one for an hour there, Shane.
Like a,
Hour
like
and a
a
half.
like a hemorrhoid, it was just itching at you, wasn't it?
While we're waiting on the vote, the entries to come in, if you're not part of the Discord, you need to be a part of the Discord. The link to Discord is down here. The link to Tom's YouTube channel is also in the description of our video. Thank you, Tom, also for joining us tonight. Fantastic
thank
to
you,
chat
guys.
with you tonight.
Absolutely.
But I found a dad joke in our dad joke section, and it's from Santiago, who says, "People often say I can't do poetry because I'm dyslexic, but so far I've made 2 vases and an ashtray, and they are beautiful."
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Am I the only one who's not getting that?
It's pottery,
So-
not
so-
poetry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our new public announcement should be: our giveaways
I
are
love you,
inspired
Shane.
by
Thank you.
our giveaways are inspired by the spirit, and our jokes are inspired by the devil. Okay, that's
So-
all I say for
All
tonight.
right, I've got 53 entries. All right, I'm gonna go ahead.
So there's hold on. There's 75 people. This stream just went from 63 to 75. So if you're just joining the stream, K6ARK in the in the chat, we want to give you something.
And
I
guess
don't want
what?
anybody, I don't want to get a nasty gram. I don't want anybody to say, "Well, I just
now we
logged
just
in
jumped
and
up
I
to
didn't see
57.
you away."
Guys, it comes with a sticker. If nothing
Yeah.
else, it comes with a sticker.
Right?
Stop talking about stickers. Lindsay's still bitter about something.
Oh, that reminds me, I've got a sticker pack I need to send out.
Yeah, that's because you've been away for 3 weeks.
I know. Sorry, bro.
25 of us can't solder.
Hey, I'm learning.
So, all right, for those of you that
Sounds right.
can't solder,
If you know
hit
how
up
to solder,
Plasma.
you'll be okay.
he'll help you. Okay, he'll help you out. And there's plenty of videos on how to solder on the internet. All right, I got 59.
Well, actually, Ham Radio for Non-Techies put out a video today, which is an introduction to soldering.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, just remember, Shane. All right.
Thank you,
If it
thank you,
smells like
Scott.
if it smells like chicken when you're soldering, you're holding the iron wrong.
Speaking of soldering, I gotta fix a glass. I gotta fix. What are those glass?
Stained glass.
I have to fix a stained glass door.
All right, so we have 59 of 74. Come on, guys.
3.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
I can't stand that.
Okay.
Okay, I entered, so there's 60.
Let's get it up to 69,
Now there
guys.
is.
Come on,
There we
let's
go.
get it up to 69.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, click the button.
69. What are you
I
talking
clicked
about, Don?
It's a nice even number.
69.
Norman
Norman.
James.
Congratulations, Norman.
We will need your mailing information.
Norman,
You
if you're
can
not
shoot
in the
us in-
Discord, if you're not in the Discord, jump in. You could send that over, or if you can, Joe Bread is good on.
Sure.
You
Mike,
can shoot
I was
us. You
thinking
can
the
shoot us
same
an
thing.
email at hamradioclubhouse@gmail.com, and we will get that sent out to you.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry, I stopped
right, so-
talking in the middle of that because of Mike.
Wait,
Dang
wait,
it, Mike.
I want to challenge Norman because he won. Congratulations, but hey, dude, for your consideration. Come back in a few weeks or whatever, months, whatever. Tell us about the build. What are you using the antenna for? Help us
Did
out.
you burn anything while you were putting it
Did
together?
you burn anything down? Did you burn the house down?
Does it smell like chicken?
Yeah. Does it smell like chicken?
Where did you put the sticker when you were done? Where did you put the sticker?
Bend over.
How much purchasing did you do?
Yeah.
Seriously, come on the show when you're ready. You come on the show and talk to us about it.
Okay, so as far as the giveaway stuff, so we have 3 kits already put together, ready to go.
Bring up that thing again.
We want to try we want to try and make sure that so month number 2 or April and May, the rules for that's just it's not going to be if you were just licensed within every year. The giveaways afterwards, you just tell us we're going to have the same style of entry after this giveaway on for the 1 year. We're going to wipe out that inbox, and then you can resubmit your stuff. Let us know how, and whomever you are, you don't have to have upgraded or gotten licensed. It's anybody if you want to win the kit number 2 or kit number 3.
I have a high noise floor. I can't operate from home. I need to be portable. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
There you go.
Yep.
So yeah, let us know. And that's at hamradioclubhouse.com or thehamradioclubhouse.com. Both of them will take you to the website to fill out the order form. And I'm thirsty.
Ooh.
And I'm going to get in trouble if I don't get out of here.
See you, Steve. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Bye,
Steve.
Steve.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye, Steve. Good night, brother.
Oh,
See you,
good, he's
Steve.
gone. So there's a question there.
Yeah. Can technicians enter? Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
We'll,
Do you want to know why techs can enter? Because you can still do CW on 20 and 40.
And operate 10.
And operate 10.
on 10.
100%.
There you go. And it'll give you an incentive to get back into the books and get that general.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you said it, Shane, but not all 3 kits are identical.
no, you are
Oh,
exactly
good point.
correct.
Excellent point.
Only 2 of them are.
Not even.
Oh, that's right. The other one. Oh, that is different. Yeah.
So wait.
I don't want to
Shane,
spill the
make
beans.
Sure, I want to make sure that I'm correct here. But that cooling bracket, that's the one that takes your fingertips off, right?
No, they actually have addressed that and put a guard on it now, so it will not remove the skin off your fingers.
Woohoo!
So yes, so I want to say, James, thanks for the donation of the tablets. Ham Radio 2.0, you came in here just in time. Thank you for helping get us connected with Bridgecom to make this first package able for us to give this away. We can't thank anybody in this Ham family enough, but to be able to do this for someone who needs it, that's why we're here. We don't keep that money off of the buy me a coffees, the super chats, the whatever. We don't keep that. We want to give that back to you guys. Giveaways, fun stuff. And I think Beer Snack got a really good idea here not too long about sponsoring some testing sessions for some hams, because we do have a VE team here.
Hold on.
Oh,
I got to click the button.
Oh, click it.
Thank you, Norman.
Norman, thank you so much for the 5 beers. That's awesome.
What's that comment say? Thanks, guys. Hashtag.
It disappeared before I could see it.
Oh, I'll tell you. Here, wait. Hold on. You ready?
Bring it back.
Go
Bring it back.
No, I don't need to. You ready? This is what he wanted. You ready? Wait, no. Dink.
Look at that. You're poking the bear. I'm telling you, you're poking the bear.
So, all right. So, I said it, and I didn't think that it was going to pop out. So, here we go. I would like the clubhouse to sponsor some upgrades and some new techs. So,
yeah,
we'll be getting to that as well. We're working with Glarg. We'll be working with them to figure out
we got
what
Steve,
we can do.
and we have a team.
Yeah, we have plans.
And I think we could probably buy those as gift certificates or something to pay for an exam session for X number of hams to try to get licensed or upgraded within the next 12 months.
It'll be taken care of. We'll get there.
Nice.
You know, Carlos, we like to have fun with you. You know that you're a brother. And that's why I just quickly posted that. Thank you. This is the best 2 hours of ham radio, YouTube every week. Thank you. Thank you.
And Brian, thank you so much for the
Cool.
super chat. That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Brian. Appreciate it.
So Tom,
Hey.
I'm really inspired. We got to talk sometime, different format. I got to find a solution for solar. So
Yeah.
I'd like to pick your brain on that sometime. Not to change
Sure.
the topic, but it's been on my mind. And when you said that, what I was shocked about was you said you had a regenerator, right? Like where your wood stove has a regenerate burner.
It's a what they call a gasifier. So it's EPA 2 certified. I don't remember exactly what all that meant, but basically it reburns the gas that the wood gives off. And when it's burning, when the fireplace is burning, sometimes there's a flame hovering at the top of the fireplace that's not connected to the rest of the wood.
So my
So
question
it's a
for you
pretty cool thing.
is there's a sales guy who came by here and he says if you put on the low setting, you can burn up to 24 hours in the firebox without re-putting wood in there. And then I found it funny that you said that you sleep in front of your fireplace. So like, are they lying to me?
Yeah, it will still put out warmth, but after I get if I put it down real low, we'll get about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours max.
Okay.
But that's low. Our house, I did that at night so I could get some sleep, and our house dropped down to, I don't know, it's like 64 or something like that. And we usually keep it around 70. But when that fireplace is burning full steam, it'll hit like 80 some degrees in there. It's ridiculous. So.
All right, I'll let it go. I feel like I just like completely took the wind out of the sails for everything else that was going on. So I'm sorry. I had a question that was burning to ask.
What?
But,
It was burning to ask. Wow.
The other thing, Tom, is I was surprised when you guys were when you're clearing the road and there's a power line down. I was going to ask you if you did like the little like it's live kind of a test, but
I was actually zipping down the road on an ATV when I came across the wire lane, that first wire lane on the road, and I locked them up and slid that ATV about a foot away from the wire that was on the road, backed up real fast. I'm like, it's when the chances of being energized are slim, but if they're doing repairs somewhere else and they decide to energize the line to see what happens, I'll
as well as if it's not grounded.
The rules are no matter what it is, always consider it to be energized.
Correct.
Because you also have the guy that hooks up his generator with the dead man cable.
Oh my God!
And doesn't shut off his main breaker.
Yeah.
He's
That's why you
backfeeding.
need one of those
That
automatic
backfeeding is very dangerous, guys. If you're doing that, don't do it.
That's
is so
why
dangerous.
Tom, you have the automatic transfer switch.
No, we have a manual one right now. That's what I'm planning on doing is put in an automatic so we don't have to mess with it.
Yeah, they had at my house here when we moved in. They had like you have to like hit breakers here and there and do this.
Yeah,
and there's a step panel, and I got a buddy come in and said, "Gut it all, like get rid of it." Like if I'm gonna do a permanent generator, I'll do the transfer switch and do it properly. But
that's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm hoping to do with the battery backup is put in the automatic transfer switch, replace the manual one we have. So if the power goes out, that one, with the battery system, that should kick in instantly. Where a gas system or a propane system, I think you got like 30 seconds or 60 seconds before it kicks in.
There's a delay before it kicks over.
The battery ones, I think it's instant. Like there's no delay. So that would be nice.
2 to 3 seconds, you're not going to notice the difference.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
So I got a funny story to tell you guys.
Hang on. So real quick, Daniel, before you do that, Tom, Nico wants to know what wood stove, what brand is that? Not that we're speaking or asking to be sponsored by them, but
I'm trying to remember the name. I don't know off the top of my head.
No problem.
We'll get it for you. We've been in the house like 14 years, so.
There was one I was looking at. I think there's Broil King is a barbecue. King something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And you guys have all kinds of really cool ones there. There's a question, here's a story from last night. My son, he works at a dairy farm, as you guys know, those who watch, and he calls me up and he's like, "Okay, Dad, I'm ready to get picked up. Can you bring Band-Aids?" So I'm like, okay, I'll bring Band-Aids. So I tell my wife, I said, I need the Band-Aids. My wife goes, she gets the Polysporin, she gets the antiseptic, she gets the Band-Aid box, she gets the whole kit. She says, here, take it. And she's like, how bad is it? She's all freaking out. I'm like, I don't know. He didn't tell me. He just said, bring the Band-Aids. So I rushed down to the farm to pick him up. I go in there with my bottle and I'm like, okay, let's see. He's holding like this thing and there's blood. And anyways, so then meanwhile, I'm getting text messages. I'm getting phone calls. Is he okay? I'm not answering because the phone's in the car. I go in, my son's got a little cut, tiny little cut, right? It's bleeding everywhere. You know, finger cuts, bleeding everywhere. I missed like 4 phone calls from my wife, freaking out, thinking my son cut his finger off, right? And then my son's getting phone calls at the same time. And then I'm like, I'm only 2 minutes away from home. I won't call her back. I'll just drive home. And by the time I get home, I think we missed 10 phone calls and 5 text messages between the two of us. And I was just like, you know, it's just, he wanted a Band-Aid. He didn't need surgery, you know? So I thought I'd share that with you guys because
Listen, it's all it needs is a Band-Aid. I mean, that's fine.
When I was getting my EMT class, they always tell us all bleeding eventually stops.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Wait.
Either bleed out or you stop it, one or the other.
So well, all bleeding stops eventually, okay? But air goes in and out, blood goes round and round. Any deviation is bad.
And if you drop the baby, what do?
Pick it up.
It's very simple.
I don't know about you guys, but like, so it seems like I'm always around when there's like a car accident or somebody gets hurt. Like I was at a.
Well, you need to stop being at those places.
Maybe it's just you, Dan.
Listen. Wait. I nicknamed you Molson. Do I got to change your name to Mayhem now?
No. But I mean, like, I always happen to show up when something happens to be of assistance, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was at a friend's house and the daughter hit her head. She got it split open the skin, like ripped the skin, and she's bleeding. Obviously, head injuries, bleeding everywhere. And then the mom's freaking out, the dad's freaking out. They don't know how to handle it. Should we call the doctor? We should call an ambulance. And it's like, whoa. And I don't know about you guys because I don't deal with emergency. Like I've have training and different things, as you guys know. And Dawn, you're an emergency guy, but I find that when there's an incident, it's almost like you go into this like. I wouldn't call it lethargic, but it's just like this, like different, like it's like you snap, you flip a switch.
Training takes over.
You flip a switch, and then you like mentally, you're still moving at full speed, but you're analyzing things in a slower way, so that you're not like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like my head just kind of, my mind just goes, doop, and it's just like you just like take everything in. It's like it's like almost like you're thinking in slow motion, but you're still at full thing and you're responding in real time.
You're actually prioritizing.
But it's just a way that you it's almost like a mental protection to not be overloaded by, say, an accident scene or something like that. Does that make sense? Because I've never spoken to somebody about it, but I always find myself, drove to, there's like 4-car accident. There's no first responders there, guys on the ground having chest pains, and you're just going from person to person. People are upset or whatever, screaming. Kids are,
triage.
Yeah, right. And it's just, it's like I don't know. Like I've never done. Like you deal with it, 911 dispatcher. Is that a normal thing where it's like you?
It's a flow chart. It's your brain goes into this flow chart mode. You go
checklist,
muscle memory,
call it with a punch list, and then what you do is you revert back to your last training.
Yeah,
and you apply it.
So we have a new late breaking development.
Low key.
I know. I saw. If you are an international ham and you would like to enter the contest, someone who is gracious enough to donate the funds
because they're awesome,
cover the cost of the international shipping, you can now enter the contest.
I thought I saw that earlier.
So, regardless of where you
Rod, come on.
So regardless of where you live, if you want to enter the contest for the giveaway, you may do so.
Right.
HamRadioClubhouse.com.
So what Molson said about the thing, a month ago, I was at dinner with another ham friend. Our wives are friends. We went out to dinner. We're sitting at a table, and he says, hey, Tom. And I'm like, what? And like something was behind me. I turned around. The gentleman behind me at the table was having difficulty. First, I thought he was choking, but I got up and went over. They didn't have food yet. He was having a seizure. So I assisted in getting him down on the ground. I was an EMT years ago. We put him in the recovery position. Another EMT came over. and we took care of him until the paramedics came, and then we helped him get him on the stretcher.
Higher level of care. Yep. Give 'em a
Yep.
higher
But
level of
since
care.
then, I'm for my club. We're in the process of organizing a first aid CPR class for anybody that's a member of our club, because
Good.
that medical training I have used more in my life than any other training that I have had, and I've had the opportunity to help people that were in need, and that's one of the biggest rewards that you can get, is being able to do that. And at the restaurant, as we were getting ready to leave, we were finishing our dinner, a woman walks up to the table and says, "I saw you helping that gentleman," and put a gift card on the table. And at first we thought it was the manager or something, and then we realized that they had walked over to their table and left. But that woman basically had bought me dinner for helping that gentleman out. But there's things, but then I come home that night, and being an EMT and the person I am, I'm laying in bed thinking, "Oh, I wish I would have did this." Or
Yeah, the
forgot to do
whole.
this.
I forgot that. Dadgummit.
Well, but
No.
no, it's the same thing. It's always the after. It's the after action report.
Right.
Just same thing in EMS, fire. It's always the after action report. Like, what could we have done differently, or what else could we have done?
Right.
But going along with that, it's like, it becomes, all right, I'm doing CPR. All right, this is what has to happen. This is the process. Do. For you, time slows down. Everybody else is doing the, oh my God, and it's just me and you. Done. And like, I've had that happen 3 or 4 times in everything, and it's just great to go.
Who's that guy?
real-
Is it Kim Jong Un who does the Staying Alive? No, wait, that's not him.
Kim Jong Un, North Korea.
Well, I guess a good example of that would be a good example for people to like realize, like, I don't know. It's something that I guess you guys, when you've been in that, you experience it, it kind of makes you afterwards, you always overanalyze things, right? And that's why
Thank you, Dennis. That's awesome.
I think about this, and I never talk to other people about it, right? You overanalyze this, and I don't mean to be. This might be shocking to some people, but one day I was at church, and I make jokes, but I do go to church, right? So and there was a person that found a person who was deceased in a car, all right, and the person started freaking out, and somebody do something, and then it just happened that my buddy who's RCMP, which is police, and 2 other people, there's this panic around the scene, and it was like you walk up slowly, you're assessing as you go, people are wanting you to, but you're not working slowly, but you're analyzing this. By the time the person got off the phone with the police, they're on the phone with the 911, they're like screaming, take her out, take her out, take her out. And we're already done, and we're like, no, it's too late. Like, we've already assessed the whole thing, check for pulse, full rigor mortis. And it's just the way that you analyze it while the world is working around you in some kind of panic. And then afterwards, you analyze it, and you're like, it's just weird. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but it's just weird that you go into this thing, and then you doubt yourself, and you question, was I, fully responsive? Did you? Well, you did it right, but
You're
always
autonomous.
critical. You're always critical. But
it's the same thing. You go through every single motion. You go through it because you've done it. You've practiced it.
Training
You've
kicks
trained
in.
for it. You've done it, and eventually you turn around and you just go through it. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. You're going through, you're writing your report out, because if you didn't document it, you didn't do it. And you're writing all your stuff down.
Yeah.
Right. And you're going through, like, okay, I did do this. Okay, I did do this. And you're running through it in your head as you're going through. And then you're like, I just want to make sure I did do this, right? You turn to your partner, like, I did do this, right? Like, yeah, that happened, or your partner's off trying to help family stay back, because everybody wants to help. Denko's in the house. Yeah. And since he's the last person to show up, he gets empties tonight. Just note that, guys.
Cameron was the last one, so Cameron gets empties tonight.
Cameron. Red light Cameron.
Yeah,
we've been asked not to, Cam.
Dennis is off the hook.
No. Dennis gets empties. Cam gets bathroom.
No, there you go. I had chili for dinner, so good luck with that, buddy.
Good luck. Whoa. Texas chili, too.
Cameron, just so you know, Cal put out a video asking us not to mention what was going on. But if you go into YouTube and and put the DX Commander in. You'll see the new channel if you want to join the new channel. And Ham Radio Dude's doing a giveaway for those that have not seen that yet. Check out Ham Radio Dude's YouTube channel for details on that.
Yes. And that is all we're going to say on that. Moving
That's all
on.
I'm going to say.
Anyways, sorry for derailing. Again.
Derailing what?
Derail shit.
That's like any activity you do. They call it the OODA loop. I know Scout mentioned it as well, which is observe, orient, decide, and then act. And you do that in the heat of the moment. And that's why they started when these the race car drivers, if there was a car crash like in the Grand Prix,
Yes.
Another driver would often take charge of the scene because their mind is already going so fast. They seem to, they pick up on things. They know what to do more, and they would actually guide the rescue crews.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get home as an EMT, anybody who's been EMT, firefighter, police, you get home and you sit there and reprocess. All that stuff comes up, and you reprocess that stuff over and over in your mind.
Yeah.
And the way to look at it is, you did everything right, but it makes it more clear the next time you're faster and you do things better. You may do that one little thing that may make a difference the next time.
Correct.
But yeah, it's that after action. But Daniel, I had the same problem. I over analyze things after the fact. Even when I do POTA, I'll get home and be like, "Oh, I should have done that," or "I forgot to do this while I was out there," that type of thing.
I forgot to call my numbers.
I would encourage our viewers, if you have the opportunity to do any kind of training, no matter what it is,
CPR.
Minimum. You never know if you can do the full first aid, if you can go first responders level, do it. If it's not to go out there and be more on a level where I happen to run into it all the time, or I'll stop if something happens. But even for your own family, because it's when you're in a situation like that and you don't know what to do, that's the worst situation to be in, when a loved person needs your assistance and you don't know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get the training, even if for yourself. And listen, not everybody
first aid, CPR.
Yeah, and not everybody, and don't shoot yourself, or don't feel bad, because not everybody can handle the trauma of some of the situations. Like, if you can't handle it, don't put yourself in it. But make sure you can help out with the basics things.
And when you dial 9, the most important thing, dial 911. Get the system, get the services rolling.
Yeah,
I will tell you, as a 911 operator now, I'm going on almost 20 years now. Again, we are always receiving our training at our level, at our certifications of what we have to do. We're going to stay on the line with you, depending on the call. We're going to stay on the line with you. It's called interventions. We're going to help you. And about 4 years ago, I haven't told this to too many people, but I got off my shift, and there was a person waiting for me, a lady, and I didn't know if it was her father or uncle. And he said to me, "I did some research and I found out that you helped me." And we actually did CPR on the phone for the guy. And I was just taken very, very back. I said, "But sir, I can't take credit for that. When the fire department arrived, they got you, as well as, when you got transported to the hospital." But the man was like, he says, "I've already thanked them. There's only one person in the world I have not thanked is you, because you took the call and you were calm and you put us and you helped us." It's scary. It's scary. That's a scary moment in that, what we call the dark hour.
Yep.
And that person really, really moved me. And this is why I continue to do what I do at various levels. But I say that very sincerely. First responders are really those out in the field, even though we do field the initial call. But again, the system is there. The system is there to help everybody at so many levels: difficulty breathing, stroke, seizures. Again, the cardiac arrest call, the choking. I've done it all. I don't like doing them, but guess what? I do it. And like you guys have said, we do critique it. Sometimes we're harder on ourselves. But guess what, though? When you do it, man, guess what? The phone's ringing again, and you got to do what you got to do, and we're here to help. So we're a very, very dedicated group, just like so many other people in the system.
Now,
and
let's swing this back real quick, okay? First aid, okay? Tom likes to go out and play by himself. right? He likes to go out and play portable by himself. Tom has first aid training, right? He brings a first aid kit with him, right?
Yep.
There you go. Look it up.
First aid kit, tourniquet, always with me.
Absolutely. Got to have it. God
We
forbid.
should,
Tom, do you do a pre-plan where you tell people where you're going?
Yes,
Excellent.
my wife knows exactly where I'm going, and
That
I
was
tell
going to be
her-
my next thing is if you're going to go out and you're doing something where you're hiking to a destination that doesn't have rangers or something like that, do a plan.
Hey, Tom,
Plan ahead,
have
tell
you,
people and let them know.
Tom, have you taught Augie that if I go down, you got to go back to the house, and, just like in the old Lassie days? Just like,
What happened, Augie? Tom
Augie.
fell down the well?
yeah,
Wait, hold on.
Augie's
Wait. Western
Augie's
PA.
a smart
Wait,
dog.
what happened, Augie? Tom fell down a mine shaft?
You can't do Poda in the mine shaft. Why was Tom in the mine shaft?
The mine's on the air. He's
Augie.
joining the new program.
Augie, Tom forgot the coax. Go back to the house. Get me the
Yeah,
coax.
absolutely.
So
All
Ben,
right.
They recently installed AEDs in all of the facilities at Southwest,
Good.
and then each one of us went through training to recognize and to operate the AED. And we actually had someone who had a seizure on the floor, and because we had all had that training, we took care of that individual, and it was like that, and they were off to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
and Ben Williams, he said, I saved my dad because of all my training over the years. And that's
Excellent, Ben.
Ben, like,
Yeah.
and that's the perfect example. That's what I was talking about. Ben, could you imagine if you weren't able, like, that's the value of just taking the course, guys. I think with so many people doing POTA and SOTA, we should have Adam. He does search and rescue one, and
Yes.
we should get a
Yes, he
group
does,
of people who just to talk about the. There's actually shoot,
That's a
wasn't there
great
like
idea for a Clubhouse podcast episode.
yeah. Wasn't there? I think there's a video I saw on YouTube or something where somebody was on a mountain and there was a ham there with a dual band radio, and the only way because the cell phones were working. I don't remember. There's a story about that, isn't there? Like where there were the people who weren't
Yeah.
affiliated
I
with
think it was
ham
up here in the
radio.
Northeast.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I can't remember
and
exactly
they-
where it was.
and just shows you
Yeah.
the point. But anyways, it's I think we should figure out a way to make that a pretty interesting episode, doing something about
That'd be
first
fun.
aid and search and
That'd be
rescue.
that'd be
We're
great.
gonna have Tom
Daniel,
back
get on that.
and come talk about search and rescue and how to do safe activations and how to make sure
Yeah.
how to do a pre-plan. That's a whole episode in itself. Is how do you do
Exactly.
a hiking
point.
pre-plan? You know,
Good
who
point,
do you let know where you're going to be and where you're going to be and what
Right.
time you're going to be there?
That's
Never
the-
When
tell-
when should they get
never-
worried?
Never
Yeah.
tell your ex-wife. Remember that. Never-
So we've got just a few minutes left, and I think we're going to throw the link out there. If you've got questions for Tom, if you've got something you want to say to the masses, be nice.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Just
if you got
be
something you want to say to the
nice.
masses, come hang out with us. We've got a few minutes left here. Tom, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Very enlightening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you.
conversation on several different topics.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea that you were just QRP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I learned something
on
tonight.
that one.
been that for a couple of years now. So
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us tonight and taking the time out of your day,
Don't
and
be a
especially
stranger.
for staying around for the whole 2
Yeah.
hours. So
Tom, please don't be a stranger.
usually after the first hour, the thing derails and things go, opposite directions. So
I'd really like to hear. Casey says that he was saved by ham radio in 1976. Really bad accident. I'd love to hear that.
I'd love to hear that story. Yeah.
I'd love to hear that too. But also, I want Plasma to come on and pronounce that word.
Yes. Did you notice? I stayed away from that word.
I
know what
bet
it's
you
called?
did.
You know what
Thank
it's
you.
called?
Thank you, Izzo.
Blood
Hey,
pressure.
Did you say
Sphincter
sphincter?
No, it's
No.
a sphygmon.
Okay.
Oh my God. I said it right the first time. You interrupted me again. Blood pressure cuff.
Hey, fine.
Yeah, the blood pressure cuff. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. Welcome,
Hi, Pat.
Pat.
What's up?
How are you, sir?
I'm
Another-
feeling good.
Another fellow POTA enthusiast says the back wall seems to be growing in awards there.
Yes.
Congrats, my friend.
You going after
Oh,
James?
thank you. Thank you.
He's in a pissing competition with James. Look at that.
No,
If-
James has me beat. James has me way beat.
James has more wallpaper than Pat does. It's
Hey,
okay.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
actually, we need to mention something. I think I don't know if you guys mentioned it last week or not, but the Eagle One antenna folks.
Yep.
The owner of that has passed. became a
Yes, I
silent
heard.
key.
I heard about that. Yes.
And but there was another ham that took over the company
Mhm.
and is going to continue to support the Eagle One antennas. I know Izzo's got one of those.
Mhm.
So man, I hate hearing of the silent key, but glad to see that another ham stepped up to keep a really good product on the market.
Real quickly, guys, we just, we're all friends here. We were kidding James. Listening to the monthly POTA updates. I believe James is part of that group. I think it's the 1 in the 50 who have been activating at least one park
Yep.
every single since day one. So to James and everyone out there, keep going for it. We love you.
Yeah.
We're supporting you, and it's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic.
Amazing.
Ed, if you've got the option, there is there's a little tick mark that you can check that will get rid of that doubling echo in your ear.
Okay. Let's see.
There you go. It's gone. Nope, it's gone.
YouTube chat.
You're good.
so.
You're good. So there you go. Thank you, James, Ham Radio Adventure Guy. If you share the link at some point, I will tweet that out. You guys join his show, and he's going to talk to the new owner of the Eagle One antenna next week.
Good.
So,
Good news.
good stuff. Pat, what's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing.
Put it like a mofo, and you have a new podcast.
Yeah, I do. It's called The Operator of the Week. I'm on episode 3 now. This week I'm gonna have Rhea and Dixie. Rhea's gonna tell me a little bit about the history of women in amateur radio because I don't know anything about that. So it actually kind of interesting to learn about that.
Tell them about your TikTok, because I follow you a lot on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do TikTok now. I mostly just do random ass videos where I point a camera at a radio and it gets 20,000 views. So
Isn't that nuts?
So
Isn't that nuts?
wait. Hold on. Do you have more views than Shane?
all together?
I don't know. I was just gonna say, you have
no,
more views
no,
than Shane and less than Joe, or more than Joe and less than Shane. Like you somewhere in the middle.
I'm in between Shane and Joe. Somewhere.
It's a Shane and Joe sandwich.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did not consent to that.
You're welcome, Beer Snack. Thank you.
It's fine. It's fine. I was in the Navy. I can take it.
Here's the problem, Pat. Like 15,000 of those views are me. And it's because I watched a video and then my wife says, like, are you ignoring me? Get over here. And I put it on my coffee table and it runs over and over and over and over until I come back 3 hours later and it's giving you 15,000 views. So
That's all right. I'll take it.
You okay there, Beer Snack?
No, I'm not.
Wow. Came out of your nose.
The Yingling.
Don, it doesn't help.
Yeah. A Ling, whatever the hell they call that thing. On the trampoline.
The podcast is going pretty good. I had Ham Radio Adventure Guy. I had the folks at M17. I had CU3HY. He's an awesome dude.
And nobody from the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
it is.
Not yet.
so somebody's asking, what was that? It was Alpha Antenna. What was the name of that company?
The Eagle One antenna.
Eagle One antenna.
I got
So
this
Jeff,
today,
that's
too.
who it was. Yeah.
Killer on 40.
Those are awesome. That's the Pro, right?
Yeah, this is the Pro.
The Stick 230 Pro. Yeah.
I had a
Good-
big
Those are
case
good
of
analyzer.
FOMO, so I had a big case of FOMO in case something happened with the manufacturer. So
Yeah.
I wanted to pick one up. So probably do a TikTok video, maybe YouTube video about it.
It's amazing that Ham Radio is taken off on TikTok. And how much? Because I've got one video, I think it's 170,000 views on it. It's insane.
Yeah,
It's something that I pulled out of a
showing
YouTube
up on my
video.
For You page.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
You're welcome, my friend.
it's very consumable. That's the thing.
My SEO thanks you so much.
Like a
I'm not searching
15-second
for it.
video of you talking to someone is way more consumable than a lot of content on YouTube. It's
So I put up a video for the giveaway for the Red of Us radio that I'm doing on my channel.
Yeah, I skipped right through it.
200 views. That's it. But I have a QSO of someone in Alaska.
Yep.
150,000 views on that.
Real quick, hold on. So, Plasma's dropping links in the chat here. I think the first one is for Patrick's podcast, and then he dropped another one for Hamdom Thoughts. Have anybody heard of the Hamdom Thoughts? Anybody here?
I heard it's a new
guy?
podcast. Yeah,
Who's that guy?
It's a new one.
Yeah, is it new?
It's a new
Yeah.
one. Nice and soothing, right? I've heard
very,
it was
very
soothing.
Very
soothing.
soothing. Very
All right.
soothing.
I would
All right.
I would like to say, I think all of us have been on Random Thoughts with Dennis. If you haven't listened to that podcast, start from episode number 1, because first of all, he is a fantastic interviewer,
Yes.
and you will learn so much about people that you've seen either on YouTube or that you've seen in chats or whatever. You will learn so
heard
much
on the
about
air.
them.
It's a deep
Or heard on the
dive.
air.
He gets
It's a
into
very
a nice deep
it's
dive.
so
I love it.
cool.
I love
It's so cool.
Thank you,
I
Plasma, for dropping links, man.
Plasma, you're amazing.
Appreciate it.
Does he have a wrench where those
Yes, that's why he can
links
drop
will-
links.
Do
Okay.
it otherwise.
All right.
Otherwise, it would,
Curious.
Come on,
out.
Shane.
Come- Pay attention.
Ed, I'm trying
What's
to move
going-
the show along.
Okay.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I much really appreciate it.
I wanted to say I'm almost on autopilot where I answer the phone when the pilots call in to Southwest. I'm like, what can I do for you? Or how are you? And I'm not familiar. YouTube or just a fan, friend?
Pretty much a
what's the
fan.
story?
Yeah. I've
Okay,
thought about
cool.
starting my own YouTube channel. I got
So
about-
talk to that guy right there. He can tell you all about starting a YouTube channel,
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like-
and he will
do
get
it.
you addicted to that shit. And,
TikTok. He'll tell you
and
how to do
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
Sticker
Just make sure you do it better than he does.
I figure out like I do like ease my way into it if I ever do.
Yeah,
TikTok.
absolutely.
Yeah, you
He'll
know,
tell you about sticker packs and antennas. And,
Maybe you need to talk to Shane. I've kind of
No.
passed it on there.
No, you are the
No,
mentor.
No, Joe's the man. No,
I'm
Joe's
just the Padawan.
I don't have the numbers to
Yeah.
support that, Shane.
I have a, here's a creative
Joe,
idea,
Joe
guys.
is a sesame.
All right, go ahead, Daniel.
Joe is
Uh-oh.
sesame.
We all know Fiverr exists, right?
Yes.
Where you can hire someone pretty cheap to do something, say an acting role in your
Yeah, like
ham radio
calling
video.
QSO for POTA.
No, but what if you were to hire somebody to be the face of your YouTube channel, because you know what sells, right? Like you have a good-looking girl on a TikTok video, guys will watch that stuff up and subscribe to it. So why don't you do a ham?
So what does
what
it
I'm
say about my
saying
YouTube? My
So wait,
TikTok?
so what you're saying
Is
is
it
if we got
cute?
a girl that would add 3DB to your YouTube channel?
100%. So imagine here's the thinking: you start a TikTok channel about ham radio, and then you hire somebody on Fiverr to do the video. Like you give them the script, and then you pass it off as your channel. Instant
That's right,
overnight
Carlos.
success.
Bait
Carlos,
and switch.
you're exactly right. It's a bait and switch.
Bait and switch. Exactly.
You got ham fished.
That's
Oh man,
I think I'm gonna try that.
what is
Look
this?
at
What is this?
What?
we should all
During
be on
our
it.
stream?
We should
He
be on
said
80
bye.
right now.
Oh, okay. Well, normally he leaves the
Yes,
the-
that's 80.
he leaves the park and comes and joins the stream, and, then
and
afterwards.
it's also late shift. He's also
He's on
that's-
stream.
Yeah.
That's where he was earlier.
and it's late shift.
James, are you in the stream still?
Probably not.
James,
He's probably like, yeah, screw
listening.
some
He
more
said
fun.
goodbye
James,
earlier. He
just
said he was
for
going
one.
to
No. He did say that he was having the new owner of Eagle One next week on his
yeah, we saw that.
on his channel.
Joe, can you hear him in your QTH?
Oh, I'm trying to find the frequency in the chat again.
It is
Oh, do we have
3826.
to? Do we have to?
So I got
3826.
something for y'all. So you remember that guy in Hawaii I got into POTA?
I'm going to mute him for a second.
Hey, we're gonna go off the rails here. We're gonna.
All right, here we go.
I rather have Frank on for crying out loud.
All right, real quick. So earlier, Ed asked me a question about mixing the two. Yes. Ed,
Yes,
You take this,
right.
all right, go to about here or so, all right?
The whisk-
So about a
okay.
third of the, and then fill it the rest of the way with the Hershey's.
There you
Oh,
go.
nice.
Hang on.
There you
what-
go.
what's the Hershey's?
Yeah. I've been dying to try
Hershey's
some
beer from
chocolate
Yingling.
porter.
Oh,
That looks really good.
No.
Yeah.
It's not, well, hold
Yes.
on. So then there was a whole conversation that occurred where hopefully that Yingling does not get a hold of French's and Heinz and all of them, all these other flavored beers,
That's
right?
horrible. That's a
So
horrible
I came
idea.
back with I came back with, well, maybe they should get a hold of Ballpark for the dirty water to brew the next brewer and put all of them together. There you go. Okay,
Dirty
We're good to go.
water.
With Scrapple. There you go.
Joe, will you rescue us? Can you
That's
hear? Can you
better.
hear James on that frequency?
I hear him.
And yeah, he's S8.
Make that contact live, buddy.
Nah.
Do it.
We've been talking about doing live contacts while we're on the air, and man, we got 50 people watching. They want to see what it's like to make a QSO.
Can you hear the
No,
radio?
Joe, show Carlos how it's done.
DY.
Joe, show Carlos how it's done.
Uh,
God knows I need to know.
Can y'all hear the radio?
No.
Not yet.
Hold on.
Now we can. Here we go, guys.
Here we go.
He's going to do it.
Oh, that's a problem.
James has been going hard on 80 meters.
That
Kilo
poor band.
5 Yankee.
All right, hold on.
Yankee.
So I've got a quick question, okay? Because there's always the speed round that we ask our guest, all right? And Don forgot it this week because he's probably got a lot on his mind. But Tom, what's your favorite band?
I can do it off the top of my head, Joe. Go ahead.
My favorite band, Cinderella. No, I'm just kidding. 40 meters.
For those of you who remember the 80s, Cinderella was a band.
Cinderella was awesome. Yeah. I was about to give you props for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to condemn that.
I would that's along like with Rat and,
Yeah, all those bands. No, 40 meters. When I do POTAs during the day, 40 meters is almost guaranteed. If it's later in the day, I'm doing a POTA later, starting like 4 o'clock and on. 20 definitely. But yeah.
Very cool.
Dennis,
Very cool.
welcome. Dennis Mahato.
Kilo 5
Hand and
Yankee.
thought.
Yankee.
Howdy. How's it going?
So we got this guy in the bottom corner of everybody's screen, the bottom right-hand corner. All right, Dennis. Dennis has this podcast called Hand Thoughts. Now, we're only saying good things according to him. We're only saying good things because all of us have been on his podcast.
Plasma, you were exactly right. I love Gypsy Road.
But Dennis's podcast is always an adventure, no matter who you're, no matter who he's talking to.
Absolutely.
Because it's not all about him. It's not all about ham radio. Because sometimes he gets into other things. It goes back and forth. Awesome
Like
podcast,
this live stream.
Yes, but Dennis, we love your podcast. It's always a great time. So, welcome,
Carlos.
Dennis.
Give away our
What
secret.
are you working on, man? Anything good coming up?
For Hamdom Thoughts, I got stuff kind of planning in the works. Hopefully I'll get something up soon. But yeah, thanks for the kind words. I do miss it. Life's been getting in the way lately, but hopefully soon we'll have an episode up.
Dennis, man, life first, podcast second. Whenever you get it up, man, that's when we're here. Because I love when I wake up in the morning and I get a pop-up that says, hey, new Hamdom Thoughts. Bink! It's always usually the first. It's usually
My
the first
commute,
one I listen
man.
to. Yeah.
When I commute to work, whenever I plug my phone into my car, it downloads all the updated podcasts. So that's what's sitting at the top of the list.
It's always a great podcast, Dennis.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I just worked them with 10 watts, guys.
Yeah, you were booming in here.
Joe Brett, live in.
Joe's still trying. Tom worked them. Joe's still
Tom,
trying.
why didn't you unmute yourself so that we could hear that?
I only had the headphones hooked up, so you wouldn't be able to.
All right, hold on. Carlos just popped something up on the screen. All right, so we skipped Carlos because everybody knows Carlos, maybe.
I'm just listening to.
Well, I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead, Dennis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I actually wanted to.
Hold on, Carlos. What you got?
Carlos, I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to invite you on the Hamdom Thoughts one of these days.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I question
Carlos,
that.
he had me on there.
But
He had me. He had
that would be
Shane.
fun.
All right. He
I
had
don't
had
know.
Joe
I don't know what
He's
your
had
schedule's
everybody.
like, but hopefully one of these days you can
Listen, man.
schedule something with me.
If you invite me to a party, I'm going to show up. You may not like the results of that party, but I'm going to show up.
Carlos, he has an editor. He can do it. All
The
right.
power of editing.
It's
right?
not live. It's not like the
published
Clubhouse.
episode.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this behind the scenes reveal. I've had episodes where I've basically had to edit out like 30 to 50% of the content that we discussed because of issues.
Probably me.
Issues.
I'll just leave it at that.
Listen, Dennis is awesome with his podcast. He does a great job. Very, very semi-professional amateur. It's amazing. But no, it definitely is a deep dive into a lot of stuff for a lot of the, not only just the YouTubers or any of us up here or any other people that show up on Charlie's, because I know there was a couple in the beginning. It was Charlie's his Sunday live streams.
Yes.
That Charlie used to do, N7 and L7V.
And J7V. We need to bring Charlie back. Charlie was in fact my very first guest.
Yes, he was.
And
that was it.
A lot has happened since he interviewed with me, so I wanted to catch
Joe,
up.
were you able to reach James?
No.
Oh well.
He needs to go down to the extra portion so I can use my loot.
You need to ham harder.
Send me the imp.
Hold on, let me
Very cool.
log into my remote client here.
No, it's not gonna.
Canadians and 1,500 watt USA stations.
I got 1,500 watts from Kentucky. I think we can make it happen.
Guys,
Real
I
quick.
gotta hop out of here. Hey guys, if you don't mind, I took some overtime for tomorrow. I gotta be up
All right.
early. So
Don, stick around for a couple more minutes. Just a couple more minutes, Don. All right, Carlos.
I didn't do it.
Not this time. Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Anything good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Anything? Any questions for Tom? Anything coming up? Any projects?
No. Actually, I was going to ask Tom, and I think he's sort of already answered it. If he were doing a hit list of classes for civilians to take, what would they be? And I think he's already answered CPR. It was so either him or somebody in here basically said CPR. Yeah, I already know this stuff. Military combat lifesaver stuff. It's different in the military world and in the civilian world, but then again, it all adds up to the same. Save a life,
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
It's always the basics that come back that seem to help the most. CPR, first aid, stop the bleed. That's always a good one. A few years ago, one of my dogs, I used to have a couple of Dobermans. I was a big Magnum PI fan. Had 2 Dobermans. One of them cut their paw on a piece of barbed wire out here in the country, an old piece of barbed wire. And she came up to the porch, and the whole top of her paw was sliced open. And I opened up the door and I yelped to my wife and I say, hey, grab my first aid kit. And she's like, okay. And she comes down. She sees the blood everywhere and is like, oh my God, look at all the blood. And I'm like, that's not a lot of blood. You kind of learn that you kind of learn that stuff,
Tom.
Yeah.
Crazy mom mode. She goes
Yeah,
into
pretty
mom
much.
mode, and you go into, you get the tunnel, and she goes, oh my God. Yep.
Yeah. It's pressure, direct pressure until you can bandage it up and get them somewhere else.
Yep.
But yeah, there's any of that good training. You take that, it gives you the basics. You learn the recovery position, which is turning somebody on their side. That is so important. Isn't funny?
Yes.
Company I work for, this is probably 15 years ago. We had 3 different floors in the building. I heard my name being paged a couple of times, and then I heard my name being screamed over the PA system. And I ran upstairs, and a gentleman that worked for us was on the floor underneath his desk. And as soon as I got there, I looked, and there were peanuts on the top of the desk. And he was laying on his back. No, he choked.
No, even
Just
worse.
freak thing, but he was laying on his back. I grabbed him, I rolled him on his side. I, swept my finger in his mouth and everything else, gave him a couple of quick blows on the back, and he spit out a couple of peanuts. And
I was just going to say,
it's the simple thing.
Tom, I was just going to say the most devastating thing if you don't know, like I've had 2 instances where I've had to get involved, but imagine a 1-year-old or 8-month-old choking.
Oh yeah.
And a mom not knowing what to do. And and I've had to step in twice to deal with it. And it's powerful when you realize how much not knowing would affect the lives of people. Like, do it. Just get trained. Because in both those cases, the parents didn't know what to do. And one of them was at my house, one was at a friend's house. Just get trained.
So we got about 10 minutes left. Let's start with Izzo. We'll start wrapping it up. Izzo, I know you got to go to bed, my friend. I know you got to get up to work early. I have to get up to work early tomorrow. Anything you want to let everybody know about coming up with your channel? Any thank yous? Anything you'd like to say before we head out tonight?
As always, thanks to everybody. I'm here on Tuesday nights for the time being. That's how I like it, and that's what we're going to just stick to. And creating some new normals. But things are going very, very good in my life, and I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very blessed. So
we're glad to hear that, Izzo, man. We love you,
brother. And Molson, hey Molson, you
Yeah.
can give me mouth to mouth anytime, brother.
Whoa! You heard it here first, folks.
Well, supposedly that's the worst. I gotta say that's the worst thing. I think I've had 4 different.
So we lost Carlos over that.
There's been like 3 different, over the years. There's been 3 different techniques for CPR.
He's a brother.
Right? There's been 3 different techniques, and now there's what is it? The latest one was you don't even need to do. Technically, you don't even have to
pump the chest, get the blood moving. That's all you
Get
gotta
it
do.
moving. Yeah. Get it moving.
Yeah.
Get it
So
moving.
it's just like choose A, B, or C. So
All right.
Izzo, for you,
Molson,
I'm just
you can-
pumping, buddy. I'm just
Molson,
pumping.
you can Molson, you can pump my chest, Molson.
Just his chest.
All right,
Molson.
so since Izzo has to go, I'm going to go back down to Dennis. Dennis, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for coming in. As always,
thanks for having
check out the Handem Thoughts podcast. We'll get a link to that in the description of the video tonight. Anything you would like to promote tonight before we close it up?
No, not really. You guys did a fantastic job promoting my podcast. So.
We do.
I just wanted to say
we promote it so he doesn't have to.
There you go.
Dennis is also on
And wait-
Twitter, folks. Seriously, don't forget, Dennis is on
Yeah.
Twitter. Follow him on
And
Twitter.
he's also the best battery brand out there that's not actually registered.
Denko batteries for the
I
win.
did say that I did a live build with Hosh Nasi on HRCC, and
That was awesome.
you
That
never
was last
actually
Saturday, right?
said-
That was a good video.
you never actually said that that was a fake company. So he's branding me as the CEO of this big company, and I'm just like, we never actually said that was a joke. You know?
Well, now you have to go in and incorporate that company. So
Yeah. So if you look
Thanks
at
to Josh.
Denko,
She's sending me an
86DM
invoice.
Denko, you'll find that it is very fake,
Dennis,
very
I gotta
officially
tell you,
fake.
About a year ago, I first heard about your battery company, and I went looking. I'm in the market for a battery. I'm going to buy one of these batteries, and it's like this guy has no stock. What in the hell is this company?
no website, no shipping. What the hell?
Oh, there
I'll
is
tell you what, Carlos, they'll make you an NFT of a battery.
Wow.
Dennis had some great interviews, but he did a show a while ago where he was doing about talking about old radio, like the history of radio, and he had recordings from like the Hindenburg and stuff like that on there. And that show stuck with me. That was a great podcast.
There's not a bad episode. Like if you want to just download
Correct.
all of the Handem Thoughts, there's not a bad episode. Now Chuck's episode might put you to sleep. He's got that soothing voice. He's like he will make sure that you're caffeinated when you listen to that episode.
It's the
Fantastic
Rockabye
episode.
Baby. It's the
Exactly.
Rockabye Baby.
We love you, Chuck. I know you're not in the chat, but thank you so much. Carlos, my friend, Life at Terminal Velocity is your YouTube channel. So, Carlos, for those that are new or have recently seen, Carlos likes to jump out of perfectly good airplanes with a
They're
radio
not
strap to
perfectly
his
good.
back.
We've been over
So,
this
okay,
before.
all right, hold on.
He jumps out of airplanes that make it up to the sky.
Carlos likes to jump out of airplanes that probably shouldn't be in the sky, and with a radio strapped to his back to make contacts.
Let's just face it, Carlos does not trust the pilot to land the plane.
No, I do not trust the pilot to land the plane. So to be clear, be perfect. You know,
Scout, you're right.
I gotta protect the drop zone owner.
They are very, very legal and very compliant.
Yes, they're very legal.
You're totally kidding.
And you know, with all that said, there's no such thing as a perfectly good airplane. If you get into an airplane that has a problem in it, I guarantee it. If it doesn't have a problem in it, it's not airworthy.
It's a flight simulator.
Even a flight simulator has got a problem.
Absolutely. But you know what, Carlos? You wouldn't get in that airplane if you wasn't confident in the operator of that facility.
Precisely.
Exactly. And you wouldn't have your customers get in that aircraft without the confidence in the operator of that facility.
The majority of my jumps are tandem.
We like to joke.
The majority of my jumps are tandem, and I wouldn't risk somebody else's life. Like, I'd risk my life. I've done plenty of stupid stuff in my life, but I wouldn't risk your life. So, you know, I certainly, with all that said, I got a hopefully video coming up this week, maybe next, about amazing ham radio stuff that I have found at thrift stores.
Nice. I look forward to that. Beer. I'm going to skip beer snack. Daniel,
we'll go with beer snack.
Anything coming up, Daniel? I know you've talked about maybe recording something. Daniel has a channel called We Build, We Learn. He doesn't put a lot of content out, but when he does, it's really, really good. So there's a couple videos. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of.
It's like a fine wine. It ages like vinegar.
I got nothing.
There's some good content on there. Go check it out.
It's fun stuff.
The links to everybody's channel is going to be in the description of the video tonight. Beer snack.
I start my TikTok with my Fiverr auditions. And,
You can see Beer Snack on Thursday night Ham Radio with the FT8 off.
Yes.
So if you're not part of that and you like doing FT8,
even if you don't like doing FT8, just hang out because we like to make fun of Carlos.
Absolutely. And if you need instructions on how to set your radio up for FT8, you should go to Beer Snack's channel because he has a video for that.
And that's one of a couple videos. That's done earlier. Then don't expect any more at the moment.
You're good. Pat, you've got you've got a podcast coming up. You've got. I'm gonna yell at the dog here.
Yeah, yell at the dog. I gotta go out. I gotta take the dog out, so I'm gonna have to.
Ed will let you go, my friend. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good night, Ed.
See you guys next week.
Good to see you.
Have a good one.
Pat, you've got a podcast coming up and probably a POTA activation, I'm sure.
Yeah. So actually, I just while we're doing the show, I got a message. I don't know if you guys remember, but I talked to that guy in Hawaii and got him activated for the first time. I helped him walk through the whole thing.
Nice.
Excellent.
Now he sent me a message like, "Hey, I'm addicted to this. I'm gonna activate every day now." So
nice.
First POTA is always free.
Hawaii.
First POTA is always free.
It's
so Pat, here's the thing. He's an activator in Hawaii now, right?
He needs to spot.
There you go. He's an activator in Hawaii. He will get all the DX.
Oh, I know. And unfortunately, he is military spouse, so there's a chance he might move away from there one day. So
we'll get him while he's hot.
Yeah.
Before he spots, make sure the clubhouse gets first call because we only know one Hawaiian and he's a lion Hawaiian.
Pat, I got news for you. The proper term is dependa.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think this one is like the unicorn. You know, he's a husband.
No. He's a dependa. Just trust me. Next time
we're gonna go with that.
Next time you talk to him, say, "I understand you're a dependa," and he'll understand.
Oh, I know what it is.
It must be a military.
I want to call him a dependa.
It's a military thing.
Carlos,
I know what it is.
Nice. So when can people find your when do your episodes for your podcast go live?
Generally Thursday, but I might have to record a few because they're international folks. And then I also wanted to say Memorial Day weekend. I already have one, maybe two people interested. I'm gonna do every DC park in a day.
Oh,
activate
nice.
Very
and
cool.
Everyone's invited to that. Anyone who wants to come down, I need at least 5 people to make it work.
I'll hit you via remote station.
Where's James? Get James back over.
There you go.
Go, Brett. Get him on
help
Aid.
across the border.
I already talked to James.
We need to send Kyle back up to DC.
Yeah.
Did you think this through? A bunch of people, a crowd of people walking through DC with battle fangs on their chest. That's not a good idea.
Hey, I've seen worse. Okay.
Sorry, I had to.
Don't apologize.
All right, Tom. What you got coming up on? First of all, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for sticking around for the entire 2.5 hours. It's been fun. But what's coming up on your channel, and what can you look forward to this spring season?
Well, I'm volunteering in 2 weeks for a 100-mile trail run at Raccoon Creek State Park here in Pennsylvania. I hope to get a couple of POTAs in before that. I went out this weekend. I was gonna do a POTA this weekend. My wife, but we had such nice weather here in PA. Me and my wife did a 10-mile hike instead. Augie too. He was a trooper for the whole thing. He wants to pull you through the whole hike. So he's nonstop. But no, now weather's getting nicer now. I hope to be doing a lot more POTA and just radio outdoors. That's what I live for. So
good.
Well,
Tom,
awesome.
Tom, thank you very much for coming on. We deeply
Absolutely.
appreciate it. It's been
Thank
great
you.
having
Thank you.
Coming out tonight.
And seriously, do not be
sticking
a
through
stranger.
this stuff. Anytime. Izzo, I thought you were going to leave, but you're still here.
Well, Pierce,
So I will skip.
Hold on.
I said to stick around for a few minutes. I didn't say leave. I didn't say you had to stay around until we actually started. Here, hold on. Let me roll the credits so you can leave. Oh wait, no, we still have a couple more people to go through.
Joe Brett, I know I've seen I saw an intro video that you recorded, so I'm assuming we've got a video coming at some point. And if you haven't already, Joe Brett has an antenna giveaway for his 1,000 subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
Another K6ARK antenna giveaway. Also going to give away what's that programming stuff?
RT software?
RT Systems.
RT Systems.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
Going
man.
to give
I
a
love that
gift
RT.
card of your choice.
Okay, I was going
away.
to say it had to be a specific radio, like the RT Systems for the 8800.
No, it's an open gift card. You can choose whatever product they have, and how do you say it? Redivus? How do you say that, Shane? You've talked to them
Redivus.
folks.
Yep.
Well,
right.
got some GMRS versions of Shane's FRS that he done on their way. So now I got to I'm like,
Joe got him a sponsor.
FCC got to get that darn GMRS license down so I can make a video on
You'll be
this.
fine.
Right. If Ape could pass, anyone could pass.
Exactly.
So we're just going to keep hanging out on Tuesday nights, watch Beer Snacks struggle, keeping the FTA going on Thursday nights, just and hanging out.
That sounds like a winner to me.
I love you too, Joe.
Love you.
Well, I put out 2 videos. One is the Parks on the Air update for February.
You're here to hear first. For you here to hear first, people. Shane puts out.
You're such an ass. I swear. Somebody mute that shit in.
Oh, I love you too, Shane.
All right, so there's 2 videos up. One, if you would like to win an FRS radio that has the NOAA weather alert system built in, which makes it a fantastic pocket radio if you go hiking. If you don't use the FRS function of it, it does receive NOAA weather frequencies as well as will alert you if something's going on. So if you're hiking and you're in an area that is prone to flash flooding and National Weather Service puts out an alert for that, it could send your pocket into a vibration of joy to give you that alert.
Cool.
So,
Fog alert.
but anyway, that's all I've got. I want to say thank you to all of you that have joined us tonight. Thanks for all of you who have entered for the giveaway. Thank you for my 6 friends, all my friends. So Carlos says I'm going to give away a license to chirp on my 1,000 subs. Well, I'm glad, my friend. Thanks for stepping up there, man.
Wow.
I appreciate you donating that free
Wow,
stuff.
what a sacrifice.
As a matter of fact,
Get that lovely outro video, Shane, before we
There you go.
we
All
go
right,
off.
73 to everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
So wait, so you're gonna do the chirping instead of bolt cutters, right?
Yes.
Hit
Roll it.
button.
Hit the damn button.
Good night, everybody. We love.